So it has been a long time since Bill and I made a podcast. Bill and I talked about this the last time. It's to do with live stuff on my end. So apologies everyone for that. But as a sort of treat for waiting so long and to do something special, Bill and I decided we'd get on a whole bunch of YouTube friends and we're going to have a pub quiz to celebrate Christmas. As far as I'm aware, none of these questions are Christmas related, but here we are. So we have first up we have Mitch, who runs a YouTube channel, Jan Measley.
Hello.
Next up we have Zidnaf, who runs a YouTube channel, Zidnaf.
Hi everyone.
And then we have Patrick, who runs the YouTube channel Name Explain.
Hello.
Amongst many other things.
Some bits.
Next up we have Bibloridian, who runs the YouTube channel Bibloridian.
Good evening.
And then there's me, obviously, and then there's Bill, the two least exciting people in this menagerie. So what we've done is we've all prepared 6 questions, each of us. So each of us are going to ask and answer the questions. At the end, a winner will be declared. They could be named King of Artifexian or whatever. And then we will all go our separate ways. So first up is Mitch. You got 6 questions for us, yeah?
Yeah, I got a text file right here with questions. I did not write down the answers because I just know what the answers are. So let's go. The first one is, in Hangman, what word is the hardest to guess?
Oh.
Huh.
Okay. I got mine.
Yep, I am set.
Okay.
I'm wrong, but I'm done.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah? Okay, cool. Question 2.
Question 2 is, which 5 letters of the standard Latin alphabet are descended from the Proto-Sinaitic letter wow?
You said a lot of things there, and all of those I did not understand.
So there's 5 letters in the standard Latin alphabet, that's the standard 26 English Latin alphabet. 5 letters are all descended from one letter in the Proto-Sinaitic script called wow. Which 5 are those?
Okay. Okay, Mitch coming out hard at the gates here.
5 of them?
Do you get like half a point if you get 3 of them right?
No.
You would get 3/5 of a point.
Okay.
That makes me feel much better, because I'm... This is driving me nuts. I used to know
These are all things that I've talked about in videos that I've made because I couldn't think of any original fun facts that I know.
So this is you testing us if we watch your videos or not, basically.
I'm assuming you haven't, which is why they're hard questions.
Honestly, after hearing these questions, I want to watch them. They sound super interesting.
Oh, good. It's effective then.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, I've watched the videos, and I don't know the answer to it.
The sad thing is, I watched some of these videos in, the last few days, and I still don't remember, and I'm losing my mind right now.
Well, I didn't go with, any of, the obvious things from these videos. I went with, a detail that I learned while I was researching the video that I, put in as, a background thing.
You sure there's 5?
There's 5 of them, all with one common ancestor called wow.
I love that. Called wow.
Great name, spelled W-A-W, wow.
Wow, indeed.
Or I guess it was actually spelled wow, Aleph, wow.
Has everyone, podcast title, wow, Aleph, wow. Has everyone got an answer to the question 2?
I know I'm going to kick
Yes.
myself when I hear the answer, but I can only think of 4 of them, so I'm going to guess for the last one.
I think I thought of the 5th. I think I got it. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, question 3.
What is a Petrie Duel?
Okay.
Oh.
Can you spell that?
Petrie space Dual. Petrie Duel. Sometimes it's abbreviated to Petriel, which is not any shorter to say, but it is shorter when you write it down.
Oh man, I am losing so hard already.
Yes.
You don't lose points for getting it wrong, right?
No, but has anyone ever played the 5e edition of Dungeons and Dragons?
Once or twice.
You know the way you get like, what's that thing? It's where the DM can give you like a little bonus if you do something really badass.
Oh, what do they call it these days? Inspiration? Is that the term?
Yeah, inspiration.
Exactly. I think what we should do is if someone has like a monumentally horrifically funny wrong answer, the question asker, if they want, they can choose to award an inspiration point for being just so incredibly wrong.
I like this rule.
Yes, I might win if that's the
That
rule.
is really good. Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to limit it to 1 inspiration point per round, though, just in case someone decides to put down 6 nonsense answers and what's the word? No, not mine. Grind all the inspiration points to victory.
Okay, so you can't win on comedy alone.
No, but it can help.
All right.
All right.
That's good. That's useful information.
So, question number 4, if we all got an answer.
Question 4 is, in Greek mythology, who was Cadmus?
Can you spell Cadmus?
Cadmus. But it was actually a Greek name, spelled differently. I don't know the Greek spelling, though.
Okay. Which one of your videos featured this, man? Have you done videos on Greek mythology?
This is actually a tidbit from my video about the letter W.
Okay.
That's a hint, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I was...
Oh, okay.
I feel so cocky right now for having recently watched a bunch of Mitch's videos. This is giving me such an unfair leg up.
Oh, man.
Matt, you did your homework, so you should be rewarded for that. Oh, good God. Okay. All right. I'm good.
Yeah, I've got an answer.
I'm good to
Everyone?
go.
Okay. Fire away there, Mitch.
Which numbering system is traditionally called sexagesimal?
Which one?
Which one? It's called sexagesimal, Sexagesimal. Sexagesimal.
I take it saying the sexagesimal number system would be cheating.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can't use that name. Just say any other name that this one has.
Oh, the numbers.
Biblioread's arch nemesis.
I hadn't counted on this. Get it? Count.
Oh boy. Ooh.
I'm pretty confident I have this wrong, and that's not going to fly well, given that, like, I think I'm second in terms of, like, the number nerd on the internet. Like, Mitch,
Yeah,
you're
we
up
literally
there.
did 2 videos together about numbers.
I know, right? I hope I have this right, but I'm in no way confident.
What was the name again?
Sexagesimal.
Sexagesimal. You know, Mitch, I have actually seen all of your videos about counting and number systems and things, but numbers just do not stick in my brain at all, so I just immediately forget them as soon as I watch them, unfortunately. And I apologize.
No, that's completely understand. I think one of the big problems with a lot of my videos is that I'll present information without actually teaching it. Like I'll just say what the information is, but I won't like say it in a way that's actually memorable if you don't already know what I'm talking about, which is like, I need to work on that.
Yeah, but also there has to be a point where you're just kind of like, I need to assume some level of knowledge on part of my audience, otherwise I'm going to need to like give them a small mathematics degree before I can make this video, you know?
Right.
Also, part of me wonders if that's even possible in a YouTube video. I feel like the point of educational YouTube videos is to like give you something to think about for 6 minutes that impacts the rest of your life in no way. Like, I have legit learned things from YouTube videos, but only when I like sit down and actually take notes on it. That's the only way it ever happens for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Question 6. The best number,
right.
some one person might say.
The best number, question number 10. And this one's a gaming question. So any gamers in the audience?
Okay, here we go.
Mario's brother Luigi, in the first game he ever appeared in, what was his job?
What was his job?
What career did Luigi have in the very first game he appeared in?
There's an obvious answer, but I feel like this is a trick question.
I was literally about to say the same thing.
But maybe you just need to think that it's a trick question, and it really is the obvious answer.
Yeah, that's...
I kind of need to get this one right. I've got Luigi tattooed on my arm. I kind of need to get this
Oh
right.
man, if you don't know the Luigi facts, I'm gonna get an opportunity to teach you all the Luigi facts I know.
Yeah.
It's just this one.
Yes.
I don't know any other Luigi facts.
Okay, I've got one written down, which to my guess is correct, but it might be wrong.
Patrick, if it is wrong, I think the only course of action is for you to get like his job description tattooed underneath him on your arm or whatever.
I was going to say,
Well, he's had a whole history of careers, right? He wasn't just he did this one thing and then just like Mario, he's done a lot of things.
He's a journeyman.
Exactly.
I was going to say, I'll get the cheese grater out and get rid of the tattoo.
Oh God.
No, scalpel. Preserve the tattoo. Just remove it from your body. Frame it or something.
Yes. But yeah, preserve it for YouTube further generations of fans. Maybe you can flog it on Patreon for some extra dough.
That's an idea. Selling lumps of skin on Patreon.
Okay, so if everyone's done, Mitch, will you read out the answers? And also, for the sake of hilarity, what we should do, if everyone's okay with it, we should also read the answers we got, and then Mitch tells us what the right answer is.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Should we read the answers we got in the same order that we're going to say the questions in, just so there's an established order?
I think that works.
Yeah, exactly. I'll order yous around. I'll tell you who goes wherever. So, answer to question number 1, starting with Zidnaf.
I'm guessing the letter J. I think the letter J is also technically a word because there's a definition for it in the dictionary, and I'm guessing the letter J.
Sorry, can I butt in here? Sorry, Mitch, could you read the question again so everyone remembers what we're
Right,
answering?
so question 1 was, in Hangman, what word is the hardest to guess?
Okay, so Zidnaf goes J. Interesting. Patrick, what you got?
My mind went blank. I just wrote cat.
Pretty good. No, that's pretty good.
I thought it was kind of so obvious that people might not guess it. So I just wrote cat as in the things that run around. Cats.
That is a good answer. I like it. I like your description of a cat though, the thing that runs around.
Not inaccurate.
What cats are known to do.
If you open a dictionary, that's what it says.
That's probably the Navajo word for cat, considering how they derive things. Like turkey is the thing that walks around and pecks.
Yeah, just
So-
the thing that runs around.
Cat is the thing that runs around. Makes sense to me.
There you go. Babe, what did you get?
Unless things have changed since I was a kid, which are quite likely, the hardest word to guess in Hangman is jazz.
Okay. I too had jazz. Bill,
Syzygy.
do you want to spell that?
Syzygy. That is a hard one, yeah.
Syzygy.
What does that mean?
It's the alignment of two or more bodies, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an astronomical term where there's
And
several.
most importantly, the only vowel in it is Y, and there's a bunch of Z's.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mitch, what's the correct answer?
Okay, so if you Google it, you get jazz. But, statistically speaking, if your word is only one letter long, someone has a 1 in 26 chance total of getting it, and they can't get any useful information by guessing anything. So yeah, it's J. The answer is the letter J.
No!
Very good.
Okay. How wasn't the whole point of your video that there's 20 different ways of interpreting the game Hangman, and also
Oh yeah, there's a lot of different
ways
rules.
to
I
cheat?
think we get points for either jazz or J. I think both of those count as right answers. I say J is hard, but also it's arguably not a word. But it's totally a word, right? People say J as a word all the time. It has definitions.
It's Homer's middle name.
It is. So are you allowing us points for both J and jazz?
Jazz works because, if you Google it, that's the answer you get. So, you knew the answer to the question if you say jazz.
1 point for Edgar. Woo!
Yeah.
FYI, we're all keeping our own scores here, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. My next question was about the letters descended from WoW.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Zidnaf, you go first.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I got 4 out of 5 of these. I'm not sure about the 5th. The ones I'm sure about are W, Y, V, and U. I think also F, but I'm really not sure about the last
I'm in
one.
exactly the same boat.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Oh god, that wasn't intentional.
Patrick, what did you get?
I wrote YMCA,
Nice.
and then I put a Z on the end as well because I needed a fifth letter.
You do need 5 letters.
Yes,
yeah.
I put a Z on the end because it's the last letter, you
Nice.
see.
Golden. Okay, so hang on, we got 2 there. I wrote EDGAR. And what did you get?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you ask me there. Hello, yes. I got I, J, and Y, and I left it blank then for the next 2.
Okay, so correct answer there, Mitch, was?
It's F, Y, U, V, and W.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so for those who don't know the full, the letter WOW was the letter in the Proto-Sinaitic script, which developed into the Phoenician alphabet. The Phoenician alphabet was adapted into the Greek alphabet, and the letter WOW was split into the letters WOW and Upsilon. The letter WOW was dropped from the Greek alphabet, but became it became the Etruscan letter F in one specific digraph, which became the Latin letter F, and the letter Upsilon in Greek eventually developed into Latin letters U, V, and W, and also was then later loaned into the Latin alphabet as the letter Y.
Cool.
Neat.
It was the F that really threw me off, because I remember that the F is the digamma thing, but I couldn't remember if that was also related to WoW.
Yeah, 5 letters all from one thing.
Cool. All right. Question number 3, Mitch.
What is a Petrie Duel?
I love the way you say that, by the way. The way you say duel is great. Say duel again.
Duel.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, the other way to say is like jewel, but come on, that's like a gem, right?
No, it's more your accent. The way that word in your accent is just it has good feelings associated. I like it.
That's the Northern Cities vowel shift. Got all my vowels moved around.
Is this a Northern Cities thing? Like, is this just an American thing? Edgar, say duel. What is the difference here?
A duel.
In British dialects, you have the y in there, so it's like duel.
Yeah.
There's yod dropping. It's called yod dropping, but yod dropping is this thing in American English, right? Where after an alveolar consonant, the y and u ends up being dropped. But on top of that, all my vowels are moved around, so I call it yod dropping, which sounds very silly to some people. I still get people saying, like, the way I say the word solid sounds like salad to them, which is very fun.
I thought you were saying salad there as well, to be fair, man.
Yeah.
See, the way you say salad sounds like solid to me, so, like...
Salad.
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 I was going to say, we have, like, at least 3 different accents here. And I feel like we could literally just spend all day comparing pronunciations.
Yeah. So does anyone know what a Petrie Duel is?
Well, specifically, Zidnaf, do you know what that is?
I absolutely do. A Petrie Duel is when you put 2 different samples of something into a Petri dish, and you see which one of them wins and takes over the Petri dish.
Nice. Patrick, what have you got?
I just wrote a good friend.
Aww.
I don't know if that's right. Is that right by any chance?
Well, don't spoil the fun. We have to wait and see.
In a certain point of view.
Yes.
Pibleridian, what did you get for it?
Yeah, I got nothing for this one. I just said it's when 2 scientists have an argument about who gets to use the Petri dish.
Nice. I wrote fisticuffs between Petri dishes. Bill, what did you get?
I wrote down the premise, and then I put brackets around it to come back to an answer when I had inspiration, and then inspiration didn't come. So what I have written down is bracket, Petrie Duel, bracket.
All right.
Nice.
Poetic.
Put us out of our misery, Mitch. What is it?
All right, so Petrie Duel is a concept in mathematics and geometry. It has nothing to do with Petri as in Petri dish. It's a different Petrie. And it's actually a guy who, like, if you go to Wikipedia and click a link that's his name, it redirects to his more famous dad, who is an Egyptologist. So
That sucks.
it's one of those guys. So Petrie Duel is you take a polyhedron and you take its edge arrangement, and by definition, any regular polyhedron, all edges are shared by exactly 2 faces. which means that if you follow along the edges, you can alternate which face you're following along and end up with a shape that looks exactly the same in terms of its edges and its wireframe, but the faces that make up it aren't flat and they're skewed instead. So, for example, if you take a cube and find the Petrie Duel or Petriel of a cube, you end up with a shape that looks like a cube, except it's made out of hexagons instead of squares.
Wow, I didn't watch your polyhedra or your regular polyhedra video, so actually that's making me want to go watch it. That's interesting.
I didn't understand a word of that. What?
Yeah, see, I was going to write that down, but I ran out of space on the paper.
That if you don't have the faintest idea what Mitch was talking about here, I'm right with you, because
like you look at a cube, right? You take a cube.
I think you're gonna need a diagram. I don't think I'm gonna get this over audio.
Okay, well, this is a podcast, so we don't get any visuals. So imagine a cube. You look at it from the corner, right? You take a cube and you look at it corner facing you, and the silhouette of the cube looks kind of like a hexagon, right? Like, can you picture that? Like how you can. Okay, so if you follow along that boundary, that is literally a regular hexagon. It's just not flat. So you just declare that that's now the face of the cube, and that's the Petriel cube.
You can't... Hang on, so are we creating, like, a new face that, like...
It has the same edge arrangement, but the faces are these weird skew shapes instead of the flat faces.
But those lines aren't all on a plane.
Yeah, it's fine.
What? No, it's not. I don't understand what we're doing.
They're facing. They're skew faces, so they're allowed to not be flat.
What is a skew face?
It's like a normal face, but it's not flat. That's it. That's the mathematical concept.
I feel like the sailors in the Call of Cthulhu who arrive on the coast of Rillier. The angles are all wrong. Doesn't make any sense.
Fortunately for you, Zidnaf, I'm pretty sure Mitch has at least one video on this topic. So you can assign yourself homework.
It is, unfortunately, a very confusing video.
I'm sure if there's a picture, I'll get it. This, unfortunately, was not one of the ones I've watched in the past few days.
All right.
So to get us back on track there, question 4, Mitch, what was it?
In Greek mythology, who is Cadmus?
Zidnaf.
I'm not sure how many details I need to give to get this right. He has something to do with the Greek alphabet. The way I remember it is that he's sort of the mythical bringer of writing to Greece or something like that. That's as close as I feel like I'm going to get.
Patrick?
So at first I wrote the fun uncle, but but then someone mentioned it related to the letter W. So I put a more serious answer. This might still be wrong, but this is a serious answer, so please don't laugh at this one. I wrote the god of the westerly wind, because I know there were gods for the cardinal directions and wind, so I went with that.
Ooh.
Bighorn, what did you get?
I am on the same wavelength as Zidnaf. I can't remember the specifics, but I remember there's some connection to the alphabet of some sort, so I just put that one alphabet guy.
I wrote the third cousin once removed of Zeus, but then when you said it's connected to the letter W, I wrote the third cousin once removed of the wife of Zeus. Because I have no idea. Bill, what did you get?
Okay, this is a little convoluted, but based on the link to the alphabet, I know that in I think the Phoenician alphabet, one of the letters resembled a bull's head. So I thought maybe Cadmus was the architect of the labyrinth on Crete, where the Minotaur was kept, because he also has a bull's head.
Oh.
Okay, Mitch, what is it?
So Cadmus was the first, like chronologically, the first Greek hero. He was a Phoenician prince and monster slayer, and he was the inventor of the Greek alphabet, who his first language was Phoenician, which historically is actually true of the real inventor of the Greek alphabet. His first language was Phoenician, and he took the Phoenician alphabet and used it to write Greek, and that's where the Greek alphabet came from. It's because this monster slayer decided to use the Phoenician alphabet to write Greek.
So do I then take it then that none of us got points?
You didn't. Well, you didn't get all the details, but 2 people got the general idea.
The alphabet guy.
Okay, the alphabet. Okay,
the inventor of the Greek alphabet, according to legend.
You go assign yourselves a juicy point, folks.
Ooh.
Question 5, Mitch.
Which numbering system is traditionally called sexagesimal, and it's cheating if you just say sexagesimal?
Zidnaf, what do you get?
Is this base 6? Is this when you count to 5 and then you go 1, 0? That's my guess.
Pretty confident it's not. Patrick.
I was just boring. I wrote counting in sixes.
All right, Babe, what do you get?
This is a total shot in the dark, but base 120.
Oh, interesting. I wrote base 36. Bill?
Base 60?
Okay, so nobody went for guessing that it was base 16 by confusing with hexadecimal, which is a very similar sounding name, which is completely unrelated. Base 6 is actually traditionally called centary, but I prefer the name seximal because it's funnier. And the actual answer is that sexagesimal is base 60.
Okay.
That would make sense.
Tasty, tasty point.
It sounds really similar to hexadecimal. They sound so similar, but they're different.
Yeah.
I was thinking of your base 6 video, and I was like, he talked at the end about how you can use base 36, and I was like, mate, was that the proper name on base?
Base 36 is called usually it's called hexatrigesimal, because for whatever reason we use this weird combination of Greek and Latin prefixes when we're coming up with base names. I came up with my own alternate system for base names because I specifically don't like the way it's done traditionally, but I'm
on board with your seximal. I think it's class.
seximal is such a better name than centary, because when you say centary, right, it sounds a lot like scenery, and I don't want anyone to hear me talking about base 6 and think I'm talking about something else. So the name seximal is so much better because no one thinks it's anything else, and it's very obvious what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Fully agree. Question 6.
What was Luigi's first job?
Zidnaf.
Was he a plumber? Wasn't there a movie where they were both plumbers? That's my guess.
Oh,
I
we
think he
don't
was a
talk about
plumber.
the movie.
The movie's not canon.
No.
Patrick, what did you get?
Right, so got a lot riding on this one because I'm a big old Nintendo fan. I believe his first appearance was in a Game & Watch, and he was involved with a truck and unloading or loading a truck. So I wrote truck loader. That's all I've got.
Oh, interesting. Babe, what you get?
I got nothing. I just said investment banker.
Nice.
Okay.
I put plumber, which is I'm pretty sure it's wrong. Bill, what you get?
I wrote chauffeur.
Oh,
I think he'd be a good chauffeur. He he would look good in a chauffeur outfit. The uniform and the cap. I think it would suit him.
Drive in Miss P. Oh, Drive in Miss Daisy. There's literally a print. Sorry, carry on. I was miles away.
So you were so close because you remembered that the first game Luigi was in was Mario Bros. For the Game & Watch.
Nice.
You remembered that. But he wasn't a truck driver. He was a factory worker working at a bottling plant.
So I wrote truck loader. Does that not get me anything?
He did load things onto the truck. So I think you're close enough to get a point.
yeah.
First point.
Yeah, I
But
think
his actual job description is that he's a factory worker working at a bottling plant.
Oh, nice.
In Mario Bros. For the Game & Watch, which is a game about the exploitation of the working class.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
That is
sounds
some
dope.
niche trivia.
It's very explicitly about that. If you try to look at this game and say, okay, I'm assuming that this game has a story at all, and you try to analyze it with the assumption that there is a story here, then it's very obviously just a game about capitalism.
Wow. That's mad. Huh. So, quick run through of everyone. How many points did we get? Zidnaf.
2? I think I got 2.
Zidnaf's on 2. Patrick.
1 point, baby.
And you saved your tattoo.
Boy. Yes, I saved my tattoo. That's the important thing.
Bib, how many points did you get?
3.
3. Ooh, Bib pulling on the lead. I got 1. Doing well. Bill.
If we're counting the partial points for question 2, I got 1.2.
Yeah, I'll allow it. It's for the crack. All right, cool. So that is the end of round 1. Round 2. Who's round 2 again? It is Patrick.
Is it not Zidnaf?
Zidnaf.
Oh, sorry, Zidnaf.
I was going to say.
I'll edit around that. It'll be great.
Okay, so I started to try to come up with questions about linguistics, and I couldn't think of anything. I quickly realized that basically everything I've ever learned about linguistics I put in my videos and then immediately forgot.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of questions about something I happen to know a bunch of random trivia about from browsing Wikipedia, and that's like political and electoral history from like the last couple hundred years.
Sure.
And I have two questions about the US, two about the UK, one about France, and one about Ireland. And I'm really curious to see how nationality affects who gets what answers right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Do it.
Not only a quiz, but like a scientific survey going on over here.
I also have no idea how well I calibrated the difficulty here, so I'm kind of terrified I'm like no one's going to get any of these right, or that everyone's going to get all of them right.
No, it's
Okay.
again, it's grand. And if everyone gets them all wrong, I guarantee you there will be comedy.
So, question number 1. I promise all of them don't take this long to explain. The French Revolution in the 1790s founded the First French Republic. Historians call that period of French history the First French Republic. My question is, what is the current French Republic? Which republic are we on? Like, the current regime in France is called the Nth French Republic. Solve for N.
Oh no, more numbers.
Show your workings out.
Okay.
Got my answer.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. Is everyone good?
Yes.
Yep.
Is that everyone?
Yep.
All right. Now for the UK. Since around World War I, the UK's two main political parties have been the Labour Party and the Conservative Party. In the period before that, like late 1800s, in that period, what were the two main political parties in the UK?
Okay.
I think if you get one of the two political parties, you get a half point. I think.
All right. Yeah, I'll allow it.
I offered someone a fifth of a point earlier, so like.
I'm just writing words that might make sense, but probably don't.
Question number 3.
Question number 3 is, in what decade did women in the United Kingdom gain the right to vote?
I should know this. Sorry. Am I allowed to swear? I just said the S word under my breath. Didn't know if the mic picked that up.
I heard it.
Oh yeah, actually, that is a good point. Feel free to swear. It just will be beeped.
That's fine.
And that makes it funnier.
Was the question in which decade?
Yeah, in what decade? If you get the decade right, I'll give you the point.
Will you accept a half point for century? No, I'm kidding.
If we get the rough geological era.
Now, is this like any that women got it at all, or is there a thing of all women getting suffrage, or?
No, that's a good question. Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared the website I read about when women got the right to vote, now I'm scared it was more complicated, and I'm going to have to
I guess
Google to
the first time that suffrage was given to any woman is probably like what we're talking about.
I would say go, if it is a complicated one like this, go with how you'd answer it, but ultimately the answer that Zidnaf has is the answer we're trying to get, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I figured I'm just trying to see if it's like a tricksy one.
Okay. Question 4. Zidnaf, are you there?
No, I'm scared. I'm Googling and I'm realizing
No, don't be
I might
doing
not actually know the answer to this.
Don't be doing research on the show. What is it? Is this a gathering of educational YouTubers? What is this?
Okay,
What is
I'm
the
gonna move
collective
on.
noun for a group? What is the collective noun for a group of educational YouTubers? Real quick.
I don't know.
I once saw a tweet saying the collective noun for a group of white males is a subreddit. That's kind of coming to mind.
I also saw a podcast given for that thing, so
Okay, yeah.
relevant.
Very relevant.
There was. I found out about the. There's a collective noun I learned a few days ago that was for ravens, and I'm trying to remember what it was because it's a murder of crows, but I think it's like a misgiving of raisins.
Of raisins.
Ravens.
I mean,
Yeah,
it is
those
a
raisins.
misgiving of raisins.
A collective noun for raisins is a jazz band.
Wait. Is it actually, or is there a joke I'm missing there?
Oh, the California raisins.
California raisins. Come on.
They're not a thing over here.
I've never heard of that before.
I've just seen on The Simpsons and other American things.
Yeah,
There you go. Zidnaf, question 4.
Okay, question 4 is, what is the name of the only U.S. president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms?
My man.
Just did a video. Just wrote a video on president recently.
It's going to be the Americans get it right, and that's it. Let's go.
Okay, I'm good. I'm struggling with this, but I'm good.
All right, question number 5? Are we on number 5?
Yep.
We are?
Yeah.
So the U.S. only had one president who was officially a member of the Federalist Party. What was his name?
I've got an answer.
Same.
Yeah, I have an answer.
Yeah, let's go with that.
All right, question 6.
All right, this one might just be a freebie to the Irish and no one else. In what decade was the current Irish Constitution established?
Bill, how confident are you about this?
Highly.
God, I'm a national embarrassment, I am. Okay. All right. Everyone got something there?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Zidnaf, question 1. What was it?
Well, do we
Okay,
go through
question-
our answers first?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you have to read out the question, and then we do
Read the question,
Right.
go through answers. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question was, which French Republic is the current French Republic? Like, what is the number of the current French Republic? We're starting with Mitch?
Yeah, I guessed the 4th French Republic.
Okay. Patrick?
I just went with the second.
Okay. Bib?
I said the 238th. It took them a while, but
They got there.
I said the 3rd French Republic, and then Bill will get the answer, I'm assuming.
The Fifth Republic.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does actually. The Fifth Republic does sound
Yeah.
awfully familiar.
Yeah.
Bill is correct. It is the 5th French Republic.
Oh, man. I should have assumed one more France that I missed. I was trying to think of how many Frances I could remember there having been.
Honestly, I feel like was it Bib who guessed a zillion? Because I feel like he was closer in spirit to the answer. Like, the answer is way too many.
Question 2.
Question 2. Since what were the 2 big parties before the 2 big parties were Conservative and Labour
Mitch.
in the UK?
So I can't name both of them. I think one of them was called the Whigs.
Okay.
Okay.
Patrick?
I went with the Whigs and the Liberals.
Bib?
I did not know that the Whigs were in the UK as well, because I know they were at one point in the US too. I just wrote down a big list of things that kind of sounded like they might be political parties, including the Federalists, oddly enough, which came up in a later question. But I think for the 2, I'm going to go with the Royalists and the National Retribution Party.
Nice.
That sounds real. That sounds legitimate.
I wrote Labour and the Monster Raving Loony Party. Bill, what you get?
Liberals and Whigs is what I got.
The correct answer is the Liberals and the Conservatives.
I wrote that first. I wrote that first, and I crossed it out for Whigs. I wrote that Tories and Liberals.
Whig is just a really fun name for a political party. That's the only reason I know it.
I think the Whigs were a political party in the UK. And also in the US. They were a political party in the UK, and then a political party in the US named themselves after the British Whigs, after the British Whig Party had actually split into separate factions, I think. If I'm remembering that right.
I wrote Tories/Whigs and Liberals. Do I get a point? Because I kind of thought both. I'm happy to not get a point. I'm just annoyed with myself. I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
I think we established that if you got one of them, that's half a point.
Oh, nice.
It's Christmas time. Let's be generous.
Does Tories count as conservative?
Yeah.
Party, though?
It's a nickname. Like Tory is a nickname for the Conservative Party.
Yeah,
Like
so
GOP
if that's the case, then that's 2 points, right? If the answer is liberal. No, wait, sorry. because this is just worth 1 point. I'm confused.
I'm giving myself half a point. I'm doing it. I'm going rogue. I've got myself half a point.
Question 3 is enough.
Question 3 is, what decade did women in the UK get the right to vote?
Mitch.
I said the 1890s.
Okay.
Who's next in order? Patrick.
I went with the 1910s.
Bib.
I said 1920s.
I said the 1930s. Bill.
I also said 1920s.
Oh.
Okay, so here's the problem. If you Google UK right to vote for women, Google gives you one of those quick answers at the very top that says women could be elected to parliament starting in 1918. But then you actually click on the link and it's like, in a series of laws from 1918 to 1928, they gained the right to vote. So I think if you guessed 1910s or 1920s, you should get a point.
Yep, fair.
Yes.
I was just kind of hoping it would be like significantly earlier than the United States, because like, come on.
Yeah.
Of course, the first MP, the first female MP in elected in Westminster was Countess Markievicz from Dublin.
Oh.
Yeah, who never took her seat because they were an abstentionist party at the time.
Yeah.
Huh.
Fun fact.
The question 4.
Okay, question 4 was, what was the name of the only U.S. president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms?
This guy had a Muppet name. His name is Grover Cleveland.
Patrick?
I've got Grover Cleveland as well.
Okay.
Bib.
Yep, this is the only one that I was even remotely confident about, was Grover Cleveland.
I too have Cleveland after much deliberation. Thank Christ. Bill.
Grover Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yay! Either everyone
everyone.
has the wrong fact, or...
That is correct. It was indeed, as I'm sure the whole audience is shocked to hear, Grover Cleveland. I am surprised at how common knowledge this apparently is, even outside the US. Like, does anyone know anything about Grover Cleveland other than that he served 2 non-consecutive terms? Because this is a weird thing to just be remembered for.
He has a volcano in Alaska named after him.
Oh.
One time I watched a video from Daniel O'Brien that was about Grover Cleveland, and I remember very few things about it, other than the joke that he made that he has a Muppet name, so I stole that joke from him. Thanks, Daniel O'Brien.
I do know that he had a fake jaw that he kept in a jar on his nightstand.
Like, a fake jaw for personal use.
I would
he
assume
wear
so.
a fake jaw.
It's unwise to share your fake jaw.
Like, but how does one use a fake jaw? Did he not have a jaw?
I don't know. I can't recall the details. I think he suffered some jaw injury at some point, but yeah,
Wow.
I cannot say any more than that.
So
We
turns out
should get Daniel O'Brien. Daniel O'Brien would be able to answer that for us.
next year's pub quiz.
Alright.
So apparently people know a lot about Grover Cleveland outside of the 2 terms thing. That's pretty cool.
Apparently.
I only knew about the 2 terms thing. I had no other knowledge of him.
Most famous U.S. president, apparently.
Question 5.
This one was, what was the name of the only president elected in the U.S. By the Federalist Party?
I think this was Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, Patrick.
Luckily, I've been listening to the Hamilton soundtrack non-stop, and I know this is John Adams.
Oh my God.
I know him.
Livid.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Bib.
I couldn't remember exactly who the Federalists were or what their objectives or policies were, so I kind of just grabbed a random old president and said Andrew Jackson.
Fair. Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I put Jefferson, but I know now the error of my ways. Bill, what did you get?
So this is quite fun. I did write John, and I did write Adams, but I also wrote Quincy in between.
No! Bill!
I was so close.
We can't give that to you! No! Oh, no.
We can't give it. Man, why did you go with the middle name? You should have went ambiguous, and if there's a dispute, then you could nail your colours to the flag. Rookie error.
Just too honest.
That is tragic.
I'm disappointed.
Honest Bill, they call him. I'm assuming the correct answer is in fact John Adams, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, grand. Okay, cool. So
Yay.
then so question 6?
Question 6 is, in what decade was the current Irish Constitution established?
Mitch.
This is a trick question. Ireland doesn't have a constitution.
Interesting. Some might say that our constitution is infamously bad, such as to not have a constitution. So it's not say that. Patrick.
I wrote the 1920s because this might be wrong, but I believe that's also the decade they separated from the UK, possibly. I should know this better. So if I just angered the Irish quarter of this podcast, third even, Irish third.
You won't, don't worry. Bib, number 4.
I think my thought process was I initially put 1776 because that's the American independence thing, whatever it's actually called.
The year all constitutions were written.
Exactly. It was very felicitous, very good timing on their part. But then I decided that probably wasn't right, so I just added 100 years onto it. So my final answer is 1876.
Cool. Bill, do you want to just give me your answer and then I'll sneakily write down what your answer is? No.
I'll tell you in Irish.
You'll tell me. Can I even tell you this in Mila? Was it Mila? No.
Nédag.
Nédag is a truck. Is a fiha.
Neil Station Cart.
Oh shit! What was it?
Nédag Troch Shacht. I say on Vlian. Nédag Troch.
Oh, okay. So apparently, according to Bill, the answer is 1930s. I put 1920s, like a terrible Irishman.
It is 1930s. The UK did break up. Like, I would have guessed it was 1920s before I googled it in preparation for this show. But apparently, you guys had like a constitution, like you're on your second constitution or something. Is that right?
Yeah. See, I thought the constitution we were all because as far as I remember, 1922 there was some sort of constitution going on. I'm sorry, Bill, if I'm wrong. I thought that was the final one, but it seems to me like there's another one after that. I just wasn't aware of. Bill.
I'm not sure what the constitutional status was at first when it was the Free State, which is from the 20s. But the Constitution was ratified in 1937, and that removed, I'm pretty sure, the monarch as the head of state, I think. I'm not positive on that, but it was still technically part of the Commonwealth, and it was a dominion and stuff. And then it got full republic status in the 40s, I think 47, I think 10 years later, maybe 48. It passed the Republic Act and became a full republic.
I am so ashamed. This is not good, and this is going to go public. Oh dear. Okay, so let's tot up our scores. What did Mitch? What'd you get?
I got a point for Grover Cleveland.
Cool. All right. Who's next in the order there? Patrick, what you get?
I got 3.5 in that round. Cheers, it now.
Look at Patrick go. Bib, what did you get?
Amazingly, I managed to get 2 out of that.
I got 1. Excellent. Bill, what did you get?
4.5.
Nice. Nice.
So Bill is currently on 5.75 points.
No, just 0.7.
Oh, sorry, yeah, just points. I'm sorry, 5.7. Yeah. That's a hilarious score to have in this round. I love it. Okay, so we go into round 3.
Yes, so my round is obviously sort of name related or etymology, word origin, or whatever you want to call it. And question 1, if we're all ready. So question 1 is, if Oxford means a ford for oxen to cross over, then what kind of animal uses the ford in Hertford to cross over?
And spelling of Hartford?
That's Hertford.
Cool.
Hartford. But it's pronounced Hartford, so it sounds like it's pronounced with an A, but it's spelled with an E.
Okay. Classic.
Everyone ready for question 2?
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. So question 2 is, which 2 planets of the 9 main planets in our solar system, and yes, I'm including Pluto in this, are not
Incorrect.
named after...
That's wrong. That's the wrong number of planets. You've missed a few. There's more than that.
I'm not having this conversation.
This is Patrick's question. I think if Patrick wants to say that Jupiter isn't a planet, he gets to for the sake of his question.
Darn straight.
Okay,
now.
yeah, we all know it's Mercury, Venus, Earth, Ceres, the Moon, Mars, the Sun, the morning star, the evening star.
Gibraltar.
Which two of the main planets are not named after Roman characters from mythology, Roman mythological characters? I'll say no more on the matter.
Which two?
Yes. Which 2?
Yes.
There's two. There's two that are there's 2 that are not Roman, and the rest are.
Yeah, the 2 out of the 50.
Yes.
I have an answer. Well, I have 2 answers. And I'm not sure if they're the same ones that you're thinking of, but I think I can justify them.
I'm looking forward to this answer because I would have bet my left foot that there was only one, but I'm really interested to see what this answer is.
I might be wrong. So question 3, are we all ready for question 3?
Yeah.
Which Lord of the Ring character's surname comes from a colloquial term for cotton wool used primarily in Birmingham, England?
Cotton wool.
Could I ask for a clarification on that? What do you mean by Lord of the Rings? Do you mean like the entire universe, or like would this be a character in The Hobbit that isn't in the Lord of the Rings?
It's a character from the Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Specifically
so,
the Lord of the
I'll give
Rings
you that
books, not the
Yeah.
wider mythos.
It's from specifically, the Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, cool. Next question. Question 4. What fruit is thought to have a name originating from things such as alligators and testicles? So there's a fruit. There's a couple ideas about to where its name comes from. One of the ideas is that it relates to alligators. The other idea is that it relates to testicles. Which fruit is it?
I think I've heard of this one.
Do you enjoy this fruit, Patrick?
I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's okay. I don't love. I wouldn't eat it out of choice, but if it's there, if it's in my food, I'd eat it. But I wouldn't choose to eat it.
Interesting.
I did originally have a question that had the same answer, as long as it's the answer that I'm thinking of, but I
Let's find that out.
redacted that one.
Are we all ready for the next question?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. So, question 5. Which specific lady does the name ladybird / ladybug, depending where you are in the world, refer to? So, the little insect, the ladybug or ladybird, that's named after a specific actual lady. Which lady is it?
There was a time when I knew this.
And that time is not now.
It has since left me in my time of need.
Why have you betrayed me?
Ladybirds, curse you.
Everyone ready for the next question?
Yep.
Yeah.
Final question? Okay, so the final question is, what is the popular name for the generation of children currently being born?
I am not confident.
So,
Nope.
is that all? Has everyone done their answers?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. So, are we ready for answers? So, question 1. If Oxford means a ford for oxen to cross over, then what kind of animal uses the ford in Hertford to cross over?
So this one is hearts, obviously.
Just as in, just the heart, or do you want to specify that?
No, literally just the heart. It could be any animal's heart, but this is their ford.
Are you sure? Okay, no, you've lost your chance. Carry on. Next one.
Zidnaf.
I think a heart was an archaic word for a pig. That's my guess. I have nothing to back it up.
Sound reasonable. Next answer.
Bibleridian.
So I guessed horse, because it just happens to have some of the same letters, but I'm sure that's a coincidence.
Next answer.
That is me. I wrote Care Bear.
Nice. Nice.
Bill.
I said deer.
And Bill, you are correct with deer. So
Hey.
heart. So heart is more traditionally spelled Hart now, and heart is an old English term for deer. I think specifically like a teenage stag or like a young male stag, and you'll often see heart in the names of pubs. Though you'll see quite a few pubs called the White Hart, and like a White Hart was obviously like this sort of rare sighting. And White Hart Lane is the name of a football ground here in England as well. So yeah, it means a crossing for deer, as they were called then, harts.
Isn't a hind is a female deer, isn't it? Or am I misremembering that?
That sounds right.
Yeah, could possibly be right, yeah.
Wasn't one of the labours of Hercules the Chimerian hind, not Chimerian.
The golden hind.
The golden hind of
hind.
whatever it's called.
Possibly, yeah.
Do something like that.
Question 2. So here it is. Which 2 planets of the 9 main planets in our solar system, yes, I'm including Pluto, are not named after characters from Roman mythology?
And none of the others. That's the weird thing. You're including Pluto and none of the other bonus ones.
Nope, none of the others. In fact, my solar system is just Pluto. Everything else is just like, it's just Pluto. So there's only one so it's actually a trick answer. I'm only including Pluto. That's how I see the solar system, just Pluto. We're just all comets that haven't landed anywhere yet. Okay.
Oh, that's so good. Mitch, what's your answer?
So this one is Earth, which is named after dirt, and Uranus, which is a Greek god, not Roman.
Oh, God. Okay, Zidnaf.
I also guessed Earth and Uranus, but didn't.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going.
Bib.
Right. So, I have also said Earth, and I have also said Uranus/Uranus, because, if memory serves me correctly, Uranus was originally, when William Herschel discovered it, he originally wanted to call it George, after King George.
The George side.
It was the Georgium Citus, not just George. That would be very silly.
Oh.
So instead they called it your anus, which is less silly.
Yes. So, that's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, I got this wrong. I wrote Earth, and I wrote Mercury because I thought in my head I had it that Mercury was the messenger god for Zeus, but that is incorrect. Yeah, those are my answers. Oh.
And Bill.
I said Earth and Uranus.
It is Earth and Uranus. Well done, everyone.
Yeah.
Can I get
Especially
Can I get a half point there, please?
Go for it. Treat yourself. It's your podcast. Treat yourself to a half point.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Is it because of the
So
George
was there-
thing? Or was it something else?
No, it's just because Uranus is a Greek god. It's literally just that.
Was there a Roman equivalent?
Neptune.
No, Neptune was the equivalent of Poseidon, though.
Yeah. Who is the Greek?
Oh, who am I missing?
The Roman equivalent is Chalus.
I've never heard of Calus.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Calus as in the Klingon.
He is. I remember reading this. He is. I think he's Cronus's dad. Like it goes like Jupiter is Zeus.
Yeah.
Then the one is Saturn. It's like it was like father, grandfather, great grandfather. So Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus. It's 3 generations, I believe. Though I might be wrong in saying that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
I'm pretty confident that's right.
Yeah.
Does sound right.
Question 3. Let's carry on. Which Lord of the Ring character's surname comes from a colloquial term for cotton wool used primarily in Birmingham, England?
Mitch.
I went with Legolas because I know what his last name is.
What is his last name?
Greenleaf.
Greenleaf.
Greenleaf. I did know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I knew that.
I know that because of the joke Legalize Greenleaf.
Oh, Legolas is a weed meme. Nice.
Next question. Next answer.
Zidnaf.
Yeah, so the answer is Dumbledore, obviously.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just give Zidnaf all the points.
Now, what is Dumbledore's last name?
Dumbledore. His name is Dumbledore.
Like Mario.
Yes.
I will say, however, you know, the little moths that Gandalf sometimes like catches and like whispers to and then releases?
Sure.
Those are called Dumbledores.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that is their actual name.
It means bumblebee in Old English or something.
Yeah,
Rowling
something like
said.
that.
So
But they're
I guess
referred
it
to
was
as Dumbledores in the text.
purposed differently. Yeah.
Wow. Huh.
Ready for the next?
No, hold on. Biberidian. What's your answer?
Oh, yeah. As I say, I'm totally ashamed that I don't know this. I just guessed Took, because it just sounds kind of nice-ish, maybe.
Oh, of course. All the hobbits have bleeding second names. How?
Yeah. It might just be Baggins, but I went with Took.
Dear God. Okay. I just blanked completely on names, and I just put the Grey.
I'm sure someone in Birmingham does call it that.
And then Bill, what did you get?
You didn't actually specify that you had to say what the last name was. You just said name the character. So I said Mary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I didn't say that. I mean, you're still wrong, but yeah, correct.
So what's the right answer?
It's Gamgee. I believe Gamgee is also, not only is it a colloquial term for cotton wool, it's like there's still a medical kind of cotton wool called Gamgee tissue paper or cotton wool. If you Google Gamgee cotton wool, something does come up. It's like specific sort of thicker medical stuff.
Wow. There you go. Huh.
There you go. Or Gamgee roll, Gamgee tissue, something like that.
Question number 4.
Question number 4 was, okay, so which fruit is thought to have been named after things such as alligators or testicles?
Mitch.
Is this an avocado?
Zidnaf.
French toast.
Nice.
French toast botanically is actually a fruit, and etymologically unrelated to French or toast. It originally meant alligator or testicle.
Incredible.
Bib, what did you get?
I am concurring with Mitch in saying that this is the awakatl, which is the original Nahuatl word for avocado and testicle.
Oh, wow. I put down...
Breaking out the original now watch.
Indeed.
I admire the pronunciation, folks. Well played. I put down plum. Bill.
I thought avocado about an eighth of a second before Mitch said it, but what I actually wrote down was durian, so let's go with durian.
What the hell is a durian?
It's the big smelly thing, isn't it?
The king of fruits.
Yeah, it's South American, or Southeast Asian.
Yeah.
Oh.
Every time I've been to China, you walking past the market, there's this unbelievable, horrific stench
I know
that
it, yeah.
smells like rotting meat, and it's the durians.
Apparently it's very tasty if you eat it, but...
Yeah, I've been told by multiple people that it tastes much better than it smells, but I frankly don't believe them.
So the correct answer is avocado.
Wow.
Yeah.
And obviously the testicle etymology comes from its shape, and the alligator etymology comes from like the texture of its skin. It's kind of like looks kind of like a alligator's skin.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, there you know.
Question 5.
So question 5, which specific lady does the name ladybird / ladybug refer to?
Mitch.
So I don't know this one. I do know like a thing about ladybugs, which is like that their name in some languages literally translates back to English as God's little cow, which I think is nice, but I don't know the answer to this question.
I love that. That's adorable.
It is, right? Yeah.
The word for snail in Mandarin is wenyo, which means shell cow.
Nice.
Aww.
I
love
like
that.
it.
Because when you look at a snail, you think, that's a cow.
So, I feel like I heard somewhere that it was the Virgin Mary. So my guess is the Virgin Mary, but I don't know.
I was assuming the lady was like a title, like Lady something or other. That's the impression I got.
Yeah.
Let's hear your answers then.
Oh, sorry. So, well, next up, anyways, is Bib.
So, I don't know either, but I said Florence Nightingale because it just came to me. I don't know why.
I put down, I don't know either, I put down Lady Godiva because that was the first lady I could think of. And Bill, what you get?
I also said Virgin Mary based on the fact that it is called God's little cow in various languages. There's the religious connection.
Yeah.
Irish has it, Bowie and
Yep.
Jay, and Russian has it as well, so I figured religious connection.
So it is the Virgin Mary. You're quite right with that religious connection. They were originally called Our Lady's bird, and the Virgin Mary is often referred to as Our Lady. Like a lot of churches, like Our Lady of Sorrows, there's a church near towards me with that sort of name. So yeah, it was Lady, and it was due to the colour. Like traditionally, Mary was painted in red robes until they discovered lapis lazuli, if I've said that right, and that was so pretty. They started using it for the Virgin Mary. That's why she's blue now. And I believe ladybirds traditionally have 7 spots on their back, and like they thought the 7 spots related to the 7 sins of Mary. It's something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but it's something along those lines. So yes, that's why ladybirds have that name. Why they're called birds, I don't know. Being called ladybirds makes just as much sense than being called cows. I don't know.
Question 6.
Question 6 is, what is the popular name for the generation of children currently being born?
Mitch.
So philosophically, I disagree with the concept of generations, but there's a few common names used for the current generation of kids. The one I've heard the most is Generation Alpha, because we ran out of letters.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I also wrote down Generation Alpha.
Babe.
Once again, I am of the same mind as Mitch. The concept of generations has never made any sense to me, and honestly, I don't really keep track of what they're doing or what they are or what years delimit them. So, and yeah, I don't know what the letters we use these days for them are, so I just guess Generation W.
We should not have started with X. It was a horrible idea. It's way too late in the alphabet.
But it's extreme and cool.
This is the thing where I was like, I guarantee you these people are not being born anymore, but I didn't know who was next. I put down Zoomers, but that's like, not correct.
I'm a Zoomer,
Yeah,
technically.
but see, that's the thing. I was thinking, like, are they still being born? And I just...
People in my generation are like just old enough to have kids now, so yeah,
That's fair.
that's a generation gap.
Yeah, but also, yeah, that's fair. But also, isn't the generation gap in the generation thing? Isn't it like really? It's like 15 years or something, isn't it? Or it's
Again, it's fake.
Yeah,
Like people
exactly.
aren't all born at the same time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm horrifically wrong on that. Bill, what you get?
I figured that it probably would be something like Generation Alpha, following on from Generation Z. But Generation Z or Z are also known as Zoomers. And by analogy with Zoomers and Boomers, I figured that the newest generation could be called the Newmers.
That's a really that's like really narrow-minded in terms of like it's the opposite of future-proofing. Like, because what comes after
absolutely.
that?
But I mean, if we start off with X, like as
Right.
Zidnaf pointed out, I mean, it's certainly following a theme of bad future-proofing.
It's stylistically accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
I think this started with bad future proofing, like baby boomers, the ones in the baby boom, because there will never be another spike in birth rates.
Right. The greatest generation. Hey, come on.
Calm down. Seriously.
So the correct answer is Generation Alpha.
I legitimately have never heard that before. This is literally the first time I've heard that term.
There you go. You learned something.
Yeah.
Madness. Cool. Let's do some points. Mitch, what you get?
I got 3.
Nice.
3. Okay. Zidnaf.
I also got 3.
Okay. Bib.
I also got 3.
Oh dear. I'm now pulling up the rear with my 0.5 of a point.
Oh.
That was a bad one. Bill.
I got 3.
Oh dear. Okay, and so that is end. What's that round? That's end of round 3. Round 4 is Biblaridian's round.
Right, so I mainly decided to settle on the theme of biology, but there are a couple of other ones in there as well. So to start with, question 1. Where in the world could one find a ginkgo?
I am not feeling good about this section.
No. Babe, can I just go ahead and give myself a 0?
I think I literally failed high school biology.
Hey, wait. So I know enough about this to know that this follow-up question will make people more confused, but can you spell that?
That's Ginkgo. Ginkgo.
Actually, it's Ginkgo.
You are correct. I've written it down incorrectly.
Yeah, the spelling makes literally no sense. I love the fact that this word is spelled this way.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Where in the world?
Where in the world? So that it is associated with one particular country, but just any general region of the planet's surface should be okay.
Okay. Got it.
Everyone ready?
Yes.
Question 2. Within the United States, which Native American language has the greatest total number of speakers?
Better get this right.
Oh, I'm going to get this wrong.
I
Guaranteed.
think I know this.
It's okay if you get it wrong. I just have to get it right.
It's not like I make conlang figures or anything. Sure, I'm good.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Question 3. Sharing many similarities with and often mistaken for rodents, members of the clade Lagomorpha are more commonly known by what name? By the way, did I mention I had a lot of difficulty calibrating exactly how hard I should make the questions?
No, I think I know that one, actually.
Oh, good.
Maybe,
But
who
it-
knows?
But again, the difficulty is a non-issue because if they are absurdly difficult, it's hilarious and it gives us an opportunity to put down silly answers. So it's all good.
Yeah.
Did any of us think to ourselves, I have perfectly calibrated the question difficulty?
No.
I thought I made mine harder than I actually did. So
Sorry, Bib, could you read that out again? I'm sorry.
Sharing many similarities with and often mistaken for rodents, members of the clade Lagomorpha are more commonly known by what name? Lagomorpha.
Like the name for the clade overall.
Yes.
Okay.
There is some wiggle room here, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, I'm good.
Ready? Question 4. A chionophile is defined as a species adapted for what kind of environment?
Can you spell that?
Chionophile is CHIONOPHILE.
All right.
Good to go?
got a joke answer. So
Question 5. Humboldt, colossal, vampire, and banded piglet are all varieties of what type of animal?
oh man,
Oh, I love that. Do you want to just read it out there again because it sounds great?
Yep. Humboldt, that's HUMBOLDT. Humboldt,
Perfect.
colossal, vampire, and banded piglet are all varieties of what type of animal?
Sure, I'm good.
I think I might actually know that one.
I don't think I know it.
I think it's too easy because of one of them in there. I think there's the obvious answer, and I don't think it's it, but I do not have the intelligence to know beyond the obvious answer.
I think I think I'm going with the same obvious answer, unless
Yeah.
there's a second also obvious answer, which is also wrong.
I didn't think I had the answer until you guys said that there was an obvious answer. And then I started thinking, wait, there's an obvious answer? And then I thought of one.
Maybe we're
Maybe
all
we
just
have
wrong.
we have three separate wrong obvious answers.
That is entirely possible.
All right, question 6.
Finally, question 6. Just for a bit of fun. From the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, name any of the Ainur.
Oh dear.
Name any of the Ainur.
Really wish I had watched CGP.
I
grades
literally
for that.
just made a video about Quenya, and I still don't I don't know any of this stuff.
When I saw that in my subscription feed, I thought like, oh man, like what perfect
I
timing.
know the language. I know the language stuff.
Could you
I know
spell
that.
Anya? How like
Ainur is
if I hear it, I somewhat know Tolkien, but I've only ever really read it. If that makes sense.
sure. I mean, the names are not exactly, easy
Yeah.
to deal with. Ainur is AINUR.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That rings a bit more of a bell. I still can't think of any of them.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, I've got something.
All right, answers time.
Shall we proceed?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, question 1 was, where in the world could one find a ginkgo?
Mitch.
This is from Japan.
Okay, Sidnath.
That was frighteningly confident. I guessed the Amazon rainforest, because just statistically, I figured I'd have the best shot that way.
Right.
Nice. Patrick.
I wrote Isle 4, and then I more specifically wrote South America. But I'd be a serious answer and wrote South America.
That's so good. I wrote Afro-Eurasia.
Really good.
Bill.
I wrote East Asia. I also wrote down Socotra, but I think that's probably a little overly specific and probably also actually wrong, so I'm going to go with East Asia.
I shall award a point to Mitch and Bill because the answer that I have is East Asia.
So what is a Genko?
Yeah, what is this?
A ginkgo is a specific type of exceedingly ancient tree. We have some fossils of them going back like 270 million years. It's crazy. And they're often called living fossils, even though that term doesn't really make very much sense. But the only place really that they're like left in any great number is in East Asia. So they're reasonably common in China and I believe Japan as well.
I know about this because I know that the word ginkgo is like one of the interestingly bad spelled words in English because the K and the G are in clearly the wrong order.
Looking at it now, that does look pretty terrible.
Yeah, the history of it, it literally was a typo that became the standard.
Chaos reigns.
The first English speaker to write about them in like a science thing spelled it wrong, and then that just became the way we spell it.
Around.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Question 2.
Right. Question 2 was, within the United States, which Native American language has the greatest total number of speakers?
Mitch.
I believe this is Cherokee.
Wow, I would not have guessed that. Zidnath.
I was gonna guess Navajo, but now I'm scared. Cherokee sounds really plausible. I don't know. I'm scared now.
We'll need
Yes,
an
but
answer.
you can't change your answer to Mitch's answer because it sounds better. You have to go.
you have to go with
No,
the one you already wrote,
answer.
right?
Yeah, my answer is Navajo. My answer is
okay.
Navajo. I'm just.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
Patrick.
I guess Navajo as well.
I too guessed Navajo.
I was kind of torn, but I'm going to go with Mohawk.
Okay.
Ooh.
Answer.
The correct answer is Dinebasad, which is more commonly known as Navajo.
Really?
Yes.
That was a roller coaster. Oh my god.
Holy crap!
Yep, it's got, I think, 170,000 plus at this point, so it's pretty firmly the number one at the moment.
It's the one Duolingo has, isn't it?
That's it. That's exactly why I picked it. I was
Yeah.
like, it's on Duolingo. Surely there must be enough speakers for it to warrant it being there.
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting.
I think Cherokee is still doing pretty well, though.
Yeah, Cherokee is definitely up there. It's also like geographically more widespread, which is because of colonialism reasons. But like, there's more places where Cherokee is spoken.
Yeah, Navajo is pretty restricted to the Navajo
Because
Nation
white
area.
people are scumbags.
Yeah, yeah.
Question 3.
Right. Question 3 was, sharing many similarities with and often mistaken for rodents, members of the clade Lagomorpha are more commonly known by what name?
Mitch.
These are rabbits.
Oh, interesting. Zidnath.
I guessed rabbits. I feel so torn because I feel like I know that lagomorphs are rabbits, but also I would have sworn that lagomorphs were rodents. So I don't know. I'm guessing rabbits.
Patrick.
I went with Lagomorph as well, and the main reason I did that is because Max in Sam and Max is often referred to as a Lagomorph, if you know Sam and Max.
Wait, hang on. You said you went with Lagomorph as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went with Rabbit for Lagomorph.
Okay.
There we go. That makes more sense.
I want to talk about Sam and Max very briefly because it's a really great game and comic book.
I literally, just nothing. Like my brain couldn't. So I put down just blank. I have nothing for that. Bill.
Yeah, I wrote down rabbits and hares.
I'm tempted to give you an extra half point for that because that is correct. It's rabbits. But hares are also included, and if you're really next level, you could also mention pikers, but
The hell is a pika?
That's what Pikachu's based on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, potentially.
They're like rabbits, but cuter.
They're like small mouse rabbit things.
I
It's
thought
not rodents.
I thought pika was a Japanese word for mouse or something, and the chew is an onomatopoeia for electricity.
Yeah, something. Yeah, but it also ties in. It sort of ties in, I think, with this rodent as well. This lagomorph, even I should say.
Neat.
I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, lagomorphs, not rodents. They have a very close common ancestry with rodents, but they are technically not rodents.
Pika's looking at their class.
Okay, sorry. I need to Google. How do you spell Pika?
Pika.
Ka.
Yeah. Okay. As it's oh my god! I Google. I didn't Google that. I put it in my spotlight thing, and it brought up Apple TV, and now it wants me to watch television. Why on earth would you even do that? Sorry, folks. Hold
That's
on.
an efficient use of your time.
Isn't it? Pika. Let's have a look. If anyone else listening would like to know what a Pika looks like, it's going to be in the chapter art. Oh, they're adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, look at them. Oh, look at his face. Oh,
Aw.
he's so sweet. Oh, it's brilliant. That's made my evening. Okay.
I was kind of
question
sad that no one mentioned the hyrax, because hyraxes are
They're
often
lagomorphs.
mistaken for rodents. They are not lagomorphs, no, they're
Okay.
aphrotheas. Well, actually, they're in their own order. They got hyracoidea all of themselves, but
They're awesome.
Yeah.
fun fact, my earliest memory was of being bitten by a hyrax when I was 3.
Oh dear.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have the scar on my right hand.
Wait, okay, hold on. How do you spell Hyrax?
Hyrax.
X. Oh my god. That guy looks ferocious. Alright, that'll be in channel art as well, folks.
They're like angry woolly mountain beaver things.
Yeah. They're like goblin beavers or goblin rodents or something. They're incredible. And they make a hilarious kind of snorting noise.
And it's kind of commonly said that they are like the closest living relative of the elephant, which is technically true.
But elephants are alive, so
The closest living elephant of an elephant would be its ma, presumably.
yeah, exactly.
This is true. This is true.
Oh, bless. Alright,
Okay.
question... What are we on? Question 4.
Question
four.
4.
Yeah.
Question 4 was, a chionophile is defined as a species adapted for what kind of environment?
Mitch.
So, of course, this is a species adapted for the void of space.
I'm going to guess that these are animals adapted for pinecone eating.
Don't
Very
laugh now, you might be
specific.
right. Patrick.
I just wrote the fun we had along the way. That was my guess.
Yes!
I don't know if that's correct.
Can I grant DM inspiration for that, or
Oh,
whatever the
yeah,
term
just
is?
give me an inspiration point. Do it. That's brilliant. Okay, who's Patrick? I heard cryonophile, and so I figured freezing temperatures, but then you spelt it, and then I was like, well, I can't possibly interrogate that at all, so I left down freezing temperatures. Bill.
I said extremely high pressure.
Okay. What's the answer, Bill?
Well, Edgar, give yourself a point, because it's adapted for the cold.
No!
Yeah.
Whoa!
I was going to write that, but then I thought I'd be funny instead, but I still got a point for being funny, so it's okay, carry on.
So,
Wait, hold on, sorry. You're probably going to explain now anyways, but surely the thing for cold is cryo, and not like kyon or whatever.
So Kyonos is Greek for snow. So it's like adapted for like tundra. So, yeah.
Wow.
It's not a term that's used very often, but apparently they specifically needed one. There's also, I think, xerophile is for... No, xerophile is for deserts. I think there's one for hot things as well, but I can't remember what it's called.
Wow. This is good. This is literally going to be my best round because of that. I'm so stoked. Question 5.
All right. Question 5. Humboldt, colossal, vampire, and banded piglet are all varieties of what type of animal?
Mitch.
So this could be literally anything, right? Because these are just names. You could name anything these things. But I know a vampire bat is a thing, so I went with bat.
Zidnaf.
I also went with bat.
Patrick.
So a vampire bat is definitely a thing. However, there's also a vampire squid. And the
Colossal
other one's
squid.
colossal.
Oh, and a colossal
So I
squid is
went
also a thing.
squid.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
I wrote bat. Bill.
I said deer because there's a vampire deer.
Nice.
There is a vampire deer, yes.
He's a vampire, and I had an idea there was a Humboldt deer as well, and a banded piglet deer seems plausible. Colossal less so, but 3 out of 4.
Colossal deer sounds terrifying.
Well, there did used to be enormous. They're called megaloceros.
Yes, the Irish
they're
elk.
Ireland. They're class, yeah. They're like 3 meter antler span.
And they would all cross the bridge at Hertfordshire.
Right.
They have a set of those antlers up in, is it the National History Museum or something over in Dublin?
The Natural History Museum, and there's one in the Geology Department in Trinity as well.
And like, I went there many years ago, and I was like, I knew of the Irish elk being giant and stuff, and I was like, they're not going to be that big, those antlers. And you walk in, and it's like, how can any living thing support this monstrosity?
Yep.
It was huge.
It doesn't seem physically possible or at all efficient to
super
support
cool.
such ridiculously huge structures.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
No wonder they're extinct.
So, what is the answer?
So, congratulations to Patrick. It is indeed squid.
Wow. For the record, Biberidian, that is a great question.
Oh,
That's
thank
a
you.
really good
I originally,
yeah.
in the original version I had, instead of colossal, I had giant, but I thought that was too obvious. And I thought the vampire might throw some people off, but...
It did.
It's a very
It
good
did,
question.
successfully.
that was a great question. Now, question 6.
Right. Final question. From the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, name any of the Ainur.
Mitch.
So, of course, the only one I am familiar with is Dumbledore.
Sake.
Obviously, Frodo was an Ainur. Clearly.
Yeah. Patrick.
This was kind of a stab in the dark. My Lord of the Rings knowledge isn't as good as it used to be, but is the Balrog an Ainur? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I went with the Balrog. I don't even know that counts as a name. I don't know. Just carry on.
Okay, I'm not going to say my answer for a second. I suspect you're probably right. 'Cause aren't the Ainur, Bib, you can answer this in a second, aren't they what Gandalf is? He's like one of those quasi...
No, he's an Astari.
He's a Maiar?
I think a Mayan. Okay, yeah, I can't remember.
Okay. Because the Balrog and Gandalf, they're on the same kind of like god tier, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'd say my
That's
LOTR knowledge isn't good as it used to be.
Okay, Bib, you're going to need to fill us in about that later on. Anyway, back to the question. I wrote Melkor.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
I think that might actually be plausible, but I'm not
Yeah.
confident. Bill.
Is that like the guy who was Sauron before Sauron?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I meant him, but I wrote it wrong. I wrote Morgoth. So
That is not wrong. That is very correct.
Oh, dope.
So hang on. So the answer is specifically Morgoth.
No, Morgoth is indeed a correct name for Melkor, because Tolkien has a really annoying habit of giving everything at least 2 names.
Yeah.
Nice.
There is
There's the original name that they actually had, and then he has the localized English name because in universe, The Lord of the Rings is a translation of this document that he found. So there's the localized name and the actual original language name.
Yeah, there's so many points. If you read the Silmarillion, there are so many points where it comes across a bit like, and then it was that Elentor, who was hereafter called Squagdor, will then go off and do something else, and it's never explained why the name changed. It's just he just does that now.
Oh, nice.
So am I not correct with the Balrog? Just to double confirm.
So the term Ainur is a general term for all of the divine or spiritual beings that were created before the material world, and there are theoretically an infinite number of them, but there are a select few dozen that are named within the text, and they include all the Astari, so all the wizards. So if you said Gandalf, that is correct.
Oh.
That'd been way easier.
It also includes the Balrog, or any of the Balrogs, so Durin's Bane, Gothmog, or any of the other ones. I don't think any others are named explicitly. Then it also includes all the Valar, so Morgoth / Melkor as well. That is correct. Frodo, sadly, is not to my knowledge. He is not an angelic being. I think he's just a hobbit.
Dang it.
And Dumbledore
he's a real good boy, though. That's the thing.
So the to my point about the Balrog and Gandalf being on the same tier, is that correct, or am I misremembering that?
Well, Tolkien is also really, really vague about like the general power levels of things, I guess you could say. Like, Morgoth is literally the progenitor of all evil. He literally is Satan. But there's a point in the Silmarillion where a particular elven king challenges him to a one-on-one fight. And this is just like a normal elf. I mean, he's an elven king, but still, he's just an elf. And he almost wins. So, it's kind of, it's not really, an equivalence here. But yes, in the sense that Gandalf is an Istari, which is one of the Maiar, and Balrog is also technically a Maiar as well, in the sense that they are not Valar, because the Valar are gods, then yes, they are kind of roughly on the same level.
Okay. Cool.
Did I miss anyone's answer there? Did anyone say... I don't think... No, the ones I've got, Frodo, Dumbledore. Dumbledore, sadly, I don't think that quite counts.
He is a wizard, so...
He is indeed a wizard. But I'm afraid that's
Okay,
not
so
quite enough.
let's do some points. Mitch, how many points?
I got 2 points that round.
Okay, Zidnaf.
Also 2 points.
Patrick.
I got 5 points that round somehow. Nice. If we're including my joke answer, I got 5 points.
Wow.
If we're including the fun we had along the way.
I will include that.
Good God,
Nice.
so you are now the leader in terms of score per round. Bill was the previous one with 4.5. You're pulling ahead there.
Nice. Yay. I
Um,
mean, it's technically 4 points, but I'll take that.
I don't know, the inspiration point, it's an important mechanic of this session. Don't be dissing the inspiration point.
Yeah.
I got 3. Bill?
I got 3.
3. That was a high scoring round. Babe, that was a great round.
Oh, thank you.
There were some whopper questions in that. I really like that. Okay, who is next in the order? Oh, it's me.
It is you.
So my questions are kind of loosely based around kind of like non-modern English slang words.
Okay.
Okay, question number 1. What sort of a person was a Crumpsy person? Crumpsy. A Crumpsy person. Question 2. Ready?
Yeah.
How might one have felt if they felt flobby mobbly? FLOBY MOBLY. Flobby mobbly.
Flobby Mobbly, with an L in the second part.
Yes, flobby mobbly, according to my thing here. That may be a copy and paste error or a spelling mistake. But according
Or
to
a
mine,
spelling mistake that became the correct spelling. Too.
exactly. Flobby mobbly.
How would one might be feeling, you say?
Yeah, how might one have felt if they felt flobby mobbly?
Because no one feels this way anymore.
They do. They just wouldn't describe it as flobby mobbly.
I've got something written down. I'll say that much.
Okay, question 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where might one have ordered a cuddle me buff?
Wait, what?
The question is where?
Where might one have ordered a cuddle me buff?
Cuddle me buff.
Yup. Spelt CUDDLE-ME-BUFF. Cuddle me
It
buff.
sounds like a Last Airbender animal.
It's literally like Tickle Me Elmo, but like...
Also, Toys R Us.
Yes, the great-grandfather of Tickle Me Elmo. Cuddle Me Buff.
I can picture it, like the old fat brown Elmo, old cuddle me buff they call him.
Okay, does question 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Okay. After many cuddle me buffs, one might become arf arf and arf. What does arf arf and arf mean?
Can you spell that?
Yeah, A or F, A or F, A-N apostrophe A or F.
Arf arf and arf.
Arf arf and arf.
You say that after many cuddle me buffs,
Yes.
one might feel araf and arf?
Yeah, exactly. What does arf 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 and arf mean then?
Arf arf and arf.
Yes. To be honest,
It
that's
feels bad. It feels bad saying it.
arf arf and arf. I don't know, I feel like I'm a hobbit saying that. It feels very Shire-esque. Arf arf and arf. To be honest, I really enjoy everyone repeating these nonsense words in their own accents. It's wonderful.
He just admitted they were nonsense. He's
We
tricking
don't mean
us.
anything. It's just this was a trick.
We're gonna get to the answers. I made them all up. I just wanted to hear you say them. No one gets any points.
Okay, so question 5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If one became 2 arf arf and arf, and perhaps a little crumpsy, the mutton shunters might be called. What is a mutton shunter?
I'm actually looking at a serious answer for that one.
This is like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, I feel like trying to
totally
like
is.
dignify these with actual definitions is like.
Well, again, according to the internet, these were actually terms, and I am again according to the internet using them correctly.
Can you repeat this one?
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry if I can't get through it without laughing, but here we go. If one became 2 arf arf and arf, and perhaps a little crumpsy, the mutton shunters might be called. What is a mutton shunter?
Is that shunter with an SH?
Yes, so that's MUTTON SHUNTER. Mutton shunter.
That sounds like something that you'd have to, like, bleep from the final cut of this.
No,
Like,
no.
If someone called me a mutton shunter, I would feel offended.
It is perfectly
I agree.
PC. Perfectly PC.
Well, it is now, but at the time,
Yeah, I guess it would be considered derogatory, but like it's not like an expletive, you know.
It's not obscene.
It's not obscene. No, it's not obscene.
Okay.
well, they hadn't invented sine waves yet, so like there wasn't any way to censor people.
Oh god.
Car horn.
Question number 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Okay, now this one is just this one isn't even real. That one's from a book. You know that.
Oh yeah, no, this one's breaking. That's why I said at the start it was like kind of based around what you call Old English slang terms. Apparently, though, I did a bit of research on this. Apparently, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I always thought of it as coming from Mary Poppins, but apparently it was a term used prior to that movie by a good couple of decades.
Is it prior to the book?
When would the book have come out? I think the I can't remember what the internet said. It was like early 1900s.
That sounds about right for the book, yeah.
For the book, okay, right. Because I only associate it with the actual movie Mary Poppins. But anyhow, spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
No, 1934, so never mind. I was wrong.
Thanks for putting up with these questions.
This is a great round.
Very clever round.
Thanks, man.
The fact that there's a context connecting them is neat.
You have no idea how hard I tried to get all 6 to be like a little story. I just couldn't find enough archaic like slang terms to make them all wrap together.
I'm trying to think of something that would make all of them make sense together, and I can't think of anything. This is everything I come up with. I'm just like, this is a very weird story. I don't know why that would happen.
Just for the record, though, question 6 is detached from the other 5. Yeah, we all understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Answers.
Yeah.
I mean, technically,
I
have technically written responses to each of these questions.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, question 1: what sort of person was a crumpsy person? Mitch.
Well, this is someone who would crump sometimes.
who had crumps sometimes.
No, if you would crump, you know, like the cool dance. If you would crump occasionally, you would be considered crumpsy.
Wait, there's a dance called the crump?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, there we go.
Eggy, you're showing your age.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Who's next? Zidnaf.
I'm sorry. I started changing my answers later on.
I did the same
fit with
thing.
The story better, and I'm trying to decide. I'm trying to decide what to happen. I think somebody who was crumpsy was drunk. That's my guess.
Okay.
They literally all sound like they literally all sounded like they meant drunk. They do. Seriously.
Patrick, what did you get?
I wrote an angry little goblin man.
Angry little goblin. Interesting.
That's just
Like, you wrote down the words "an angry little goblin man," or you drew a picture of an angry little
Oh
goblin
no!
man?
I wrote down the words "an angry little goblin."
Okay.
Man. I could try and draw a little angry little goblin.
Please do. Put it as the
And if
chapter
you do,
art.
make sure the angry goblin man is crumping.
Patrick, if you wanna actually submit that to me after the show, I will put it as chapter art. If you feel
It's just the generic sort of picture of an angry looking person. It's not too exciting. I can send you a picture over.
do. Oh God, Biblaridian, what did you get?
Yeah, I went back and revised a lot of my answers as well to try and fit them into some sort of cohesive story, but it didn't work at all. So, I just said curmudgeonly because it just has that same sort of feel to it. Someone is crumpsy, they're just like bitter and angry and just.
Okay.
Maybe.
Bill, what did you get?
Crumpsy means dishevelled or slovenly.
Interesting. So the answer, according to Google, was a short-tempered or irritable person. A curmudgeonly person is a bad-tempered and negative person. Would we award maybe half a point?
That's close enough.
Or
Yeah.
full point?
That is what I was going for.
Full point?
I'd allow it.
Okay, full point to Biblaridian. You may give yourself
Ooh.
a point.
Half a point for angry little goblin man.
Sure, I'll give you. Do you know what, Patrick?
I think that's worth half a point.
I think you
You
should
said
just.
angry, and that was in the definition, right?
I think you should just take. If you submit to me your artwork, I think you should just take another inspiration point. So have yourself a full point. Okay, question 2. How might one have felt?
Patrick getting by on pure moxie.
Question 2. How might one have felt if they felt flobby mobbly?
I wrote down, and I quote, I mean, it doesn't sound good. Drunk?
Question mark, exclamation mark. Alright, cool. Zidnaf, what did you get?
Flobby mobbly clearly means that you were like angry to the point of violence, that you had like lost your mind and you were about to kill someone, as in there was a horde of terrifying flobby mobbly orcs about to invade the city.
Nice. Patrick, what did you get?
So I don't know how well this reference will go across the Atlantic, and luckily I didn't draw this one. I just wrote the feeling after a wild night with Mr. Blobby. But I don't know if our American friends know Mr. Blobby. But that's what came to
Tom
mind.
Scott recently did a video that referenced Mr. Blobby, so I do know that reference.
Oh, that's fine.
God,
That's good then.
that was Patrick. I'm actually a little bit upset that I already gave you an inspiration point.
Sorry, but that's okay. I mean, it might be the right answer. You haven't said what the right answer is yet, so it might be correct.
Absolutely. Listen, you stay positive, pal. Who's next? Biblaridian.
Oh, he's awful. So I just Googled Mr. Blobby. He's awful, isn't he?
He is.
Oh, it's awful.
Now I need to search this.
Did y'all see the Tom Scott video about Jingle Bells Batman Smells? It's a really
No.
good video.
No.
I haven't watched it.
Links in the show notes, everyone.
Yeah, it's seasonally appropriate.
I remember Mr. Blobby from the Tom Scott video now. I couldn't recall it. I wish I
Yeah.
still couldn't recall it.
Yeah, Mr. Blobby did a jobby.
Oh God.
Yep.
The first time I was introduced to Mr. Blobby, I was in a conversation over email with a friend, and I was asking them about... I can't remember exactly what the context was, but I was looking for artwork for like some sort of like horrendous elder god or something to use as a reference, and he sent me Mr. Blobby.
It was entertainment here, like for the non-UK or Ireland-based people. That was like the peak of entertainment, Mr. Blobby, for a spell.
Yup. It was mental. Again, if I could assign you another inspiration point, I would, but according to the rules we laid out at the start, I can't.
Like I said, I might be right still. We don't know.
Biblaridian, what was your answer?
So I had originally said drunk, but then I dialed it back and just decided to go with just tired.
Interesting. Okay, Bill, what did you get?
I would give a different answer now in light of the rest of the context, but I said confused.
Confused. Okay, so the answer I have here is flabby mobbly is that feeling you feel when you're not unwell, but you're not at 100%.
Okay.
You would feel like that after a wild night with Mr. Blobby, I must admit.
You would indeed.
That is a useful phrase. We should bring that back.
It's the mouthfeel of it is terrible though.
It does feel very bad to say out loud. It's because it almost rhymes and then doesn't.
Would I?
Yeah, that's what threw me off, because the L is... I want to say flobby mobby, but that's not it.
Like, it should be flobbly mobbly, right?
To be fair,
I like it.
To be fair, I may have just written it down wrong. But like, to be honest, like that, the addition of an extra L in the word flobby wouldn't really have affected the answers too much.
Flobbly mlobbly.
But do you
Add in
think
more else.
the word not rhyming makes it live up more to its meaning? Like, it doesn't sit quite right with you. Like, you think it should rhyme, but it doesn't. It fits that sort of not being...
It's like the uncanny valley.
Yeah, exactly, in word form.
Should I give Biblaridium? I'm half inclined to give you at least half a point, because if you're tired, like at non-tired times, you're not unwell, but you're also not at 100%, like kind of definitionally. So I'd be inclined to give you that if that's okay with the gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Okay.
But all right, I'll take it.
Okay, so question number 3. Where might one have ordered a Cuddle Me buff? Mitch.
So I just said Britain, and that's my whole answer.
Oh, I really should have been a little bit more specific. Okay. That's actually a good answer given the lack of specificity. Zidnaf.
Kansas in the 1800s, a cuddle bean buff is what you called a cooked baby buffalo.
Wow.
That's my guess.
Is that a
Really
legitimate
horrific.
thing? No. Is that a legitimate thing? No.
No, I made this up.
You said it with so much confidence.
Yeah.
You were so confident, yeah.
Will it into truth.
That was my strategy, yeah.
Patrick, what did you get?
I just went lowbrow and wrote a brothel. Not that funny, I'm afraid. Just sort of, just a brothel.
Could be.
Just a sex
Coincidentally,
joke,
that is also where you will find a Tickle Me Elmo.
Yes.
I could be right as well. Who knows? Biblaridian.
Yeah, I was just boring, and I focused on the verb order, and so I just went with tavern.
Tavern. Interesting. Bill.
This is another one I did change this one in the context. I said East London pubs.
Okay, Bill, Biblaridian have some points.
Yeah.
Oh,
The answer is in a pub or tavern or whatever. I'm not accepting Britain, despite it being kind of
Come on.
correct.
That's correct, though. Right?
Do you know what? It's Christmas time. Have half a point.
Yay.
So
I feel like I should have stuck with my answer and been like, no, it doesn't matter if you can't find it on Google. This is sacred folk knowledge passed on in my family. That's what we called them, I'm telling you. Should have tried to claim a point that way.
a Cuddle Me buff, apparently, it was a term used in Yorkshire, if I recall correctly, and it's a term for a beer.
of course.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyhow, so
Is it a specific type of beer, or did they just call any beer Cuddle Me buff?
I think it was like, yeah, any type of beer like thing, so ales or stouts or whatever, but I could be wrong on that. Somehow I don't think like a short, like a vodka shooter or whatever we call the Cuddle Me buff. I can imagine the etymology being like you sit there and you kind of cuddle your pint for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's
Nursing it.
Nursing it, exactly. Question 4. After many Cuddle Me buffs, one might have become arf arf and arf. What does arf arf and arf mean? Mitch.
Okay, so the other ones kind of sounded like they meant drunk. This one is definitely drunk, though.
Cool, we'll see. Zidnaf?
I guessed full. Like arf arf and arf is when is when you've eaten a lot and you feel full.
When you've eaten a lot of cuddly muffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this makes absolutely no sense in the context of the next question, but I couldn't make it work, so that's my guess, I guess.
Sorry, Patrick.
As I thought the previous answer was a brothel, I thought then this one, if you felt half enough, you might feel used. That's the one I went with.
At what point does this become not safe for work?
I'm happy to. Sorry, guys.
We'll sort
bring the mood down.
We can beep it to my heart's content in the edit. Bibleridian, what was your answer?
So, originally I had already used drunk for question 2, but then once we got to this question, I realized the only thing that I could think of to say was transmogrified into a seal. But I decided that it was probably more likely to go back and change the original drunk I had to tired for flobby mobbly, and then for off and off, that would be drunk. Okay. So I'm sticking with drunk.
Cool. Bill.
I wrote drunk.
All right, to everyone who said drunk, award yourself a point.
Yeah.
Question number 5. If one became 2 arf arf and arf, and perhaps a little crumpsy, the mutton shunters might be called. What is a mutton shunter, Mitch?
Is it like the police?
Is that your actual answer, or are you kind of guessing?
I put 2 question marks after it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it enough?
I think it's the police. The only other thing I could think of for the context was like, I don't know, an ambulance? Like doctors or something? But no, my guess is the police.
They definitely wouldn't be shumfers if they were like, right?
Well,
that's the term, right? Mutton shumfer?
Mutton
shunter.
Shunter.
Shunter. Yeah, that sounds mean. That sounds like something you would call someone you don't like, and you wouldn't call a doctor a shunter, I don't think.
No, but we have the word shrink. Like maybe a mutton shunter is like the people who or maybe it's like, I don't know, the medieval version of people like mental health people. Like maybe a mutton shunter is the people who would come and throw you in a lunatic asylum.
Maybe?
I was going to speculate, based on how you're speculating, that you could arguably say that anyone who works in kind of the funeral industry could be considered a mutton shunter in a very sort of derogatory term, like they just throw bodies in the ground. I can see that being the thing.
I might be misremembering, but I think at some point in the medieval period, doctors were considered untrustworthy, and like they were all quite low status and just looked down upon in general. But I could be misremembering that.
Interesting.
Hang on. If Edgar's speculation was right, like if we imagine that like people who throw you in the grave are mutton shunters, then this scenario is like, if you're feeling just a little bit dead and like slightly unconscious, the mutton shunters might come and throw you in the graveyard before you wake up.
I mean,
back in history times, they didn't have any way of checking if someone was alive or not, so they would just throw you in an open grave. And then,
I've heard that.
See what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
History.
They did bury people alive a lot, which is why they attached the bell to the inside of the grave.
History times were so bad.
They were. So who gave the last answer? I've lost track.
I haven't gone yet. I think Zidnaf said police.
Police. Patrick, what you
Yeah.
get?
I wrote police as well.
Okay, Bib.
Another for police.
Bill.
One more for police.
Everyone gets a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Specifically, I guess a mutton shunter would be like a policeman. I don't know if one can apply that to the entire establishment of the police, but I'll accept.
The singular is actually poli.
Nice.
So it is an offensive term.
I suppose it's a derogatory term, but like not offensive in the sense that like you would have to beef it. Like it's beep it. It's not like
not that way. But just, if someone called me a mutton shunter, I would be offended.
sure.
That is, yeah, I would also be offended. Like if someone called me a police officer, I would be offended.
Yeah, precisely.
Right, but again, not beepable material.
No.
Yeah.
It should be though.
Okay, folks, this is the one I've been waiting for. Spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Mitch, you have the stage.
Okay, so in the stage musical version of Mary Poppins, they added an extra verse to the song where they spell it. And I know of that version, and as a result, I probably should know how to spell it, but I don't. So
Did you attempt it?
I did attempt.
Oh.
So what I have written is Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
You are almost correct. EXPIALIDO.
Oh man, it was between those two. I was like, oh man, is that an I or an E? That was like the one thing I was like, oh.
Yeah. Zidnaf.
So Edgar, you're gonna check my spelling as I read the letters in order to you. Is that how this works?
Go for it.
If I read it fast enough that you can't keep track, do I get the point?
You get -1 point if you try and dupe the question asker.
Oh no! All right. Okay, so what I have here is SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS.
Bingo, 1 point.
Holy crap!
Ooh boy, very
I
good.
did not think I would get that.
Well done.
This is a miracle.
Patrick.
So you know what, Edgar? I just vote no. I just thought I'm not doing this. I'm gonna be the bigger man in all this. I'm gonna have the higher ground. I just wrote no.
Yeah,
You could not give me a point. I feel like I
That's
have
fair.
the moral victory here.
have you already had an inspiration point this round?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you see, you should have spoken up at the start and said, "Listen, lads, there's a good chance I'm just not going to cooperate." So we should allow multiple inspiration points.
It's just who I am, you know. That's just me. I'm afraid. I thought, nope, not doing this.
To be fair, I do the exact same thing. We had a pub quiz recently where one of the question was name every member of the extended Kardashian family, and I literally just went no.
No.
How extended is extended? Because technically,
How extended?
Oh, I can't remember, but the answer was like, oh, so many people. Like, I was shocked. I was like, I thought like there would be like 5 or 6 or whatever that are like well known, but there's so many of the people, and I just was like, I'm not doing this. So Patrick, you are a man of my own heart. I would not attempt the spelling.
I wish
Biblaridian.
Patrick had gone first. I would have like joined him. I would have been like, I'm going on strike with Patrick. We're going to
is it too late to
unionize
unionize?
No. There should be no unions and no changing answers. Biblaridian, how did you get on?
Right, so I went through a phase where I enjoyed learning overly long words for some reason. And I always kind of turned my nose up at Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious because I just thought, oh, it's that stupid Mary Poppins word that tries to be long, but it's not really long compared to some other words. So, and I didn't really focus on the spelling as I was learning these words, so I'm not sure if this is right, but I probably should have been keeping track earlier. But so what I currently have is SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS.
Bingo, award yourself a point.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
And then finally, Bill.
SUPERCALIFRAGILIGARFILACEPUS. Oh, sorry, I read it backwards. Sorry. SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS.
Did you actually read that? That was it backwards, was it?
Yes.
Wow. I just thought we were rattling off letters just in random order. That's brilliant. Definitely take an inspiration point for that one. I enjoy it.
Oh, sweet.
Alright, so let's have some
Wait, does I get
score.
that in addition to the correct answer?
As far as I can tell, yes.
Sound.
I reserve the right to retroactively take a point off you in the edit if I see that you've tried to con me. So, Mitch, how many points?
Let's see. I got 2.5 points.
2.5. Zidnaf.
I got just the 2 points.
Patrick.
2 points.
Biblaridian.
By some truly awe-inspiring stroke of fortune, I have 5.5.
Wowzers.
Wow.
Wow. Holy go.
Who knew? Old English slang is apparently my calling.
Bill, how much you get?
4 or 5, as you prefer.
What you mean? As in, like, that's the inspiration point?
Yeah.
Depending on if that one was worth 2 points.
I'll give you a point.
Then 5 it is.
5 it is. Alright, cool. So that is the end of my round. Last up is Bill.
As the eldest present, the final round has fallen upon me. Like everyone else, I've really no idea about the relative difficulty of this, so I've been quite generous with clues in how I've put the questions, and I'll be reasonably generous with the answers. The topic is battles, so I am going to give the name of a battle, and the answer is the conflict that it was part of, and there will be specific things maybe for some of them. For some, I'll give a half point for a more general answer and the full point for a more specific answer.
Cool.
That makes sense to everyone?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have absolutely zero confidence in any answer I'm about to give.
I know a little about history. I have no idea how I'm going to do. I'm excited to find out.
Okay. Well, let's just get straight into it. The first battle, the Battle of Jutland. And to give you some context for this, it was a naval battle, and it took place in the 20th century.
So wait, sorry, did I miss something? What do I have to say about this battle?
What conflict this battle was part of.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. Okay.
That's okay.
In the 20th century?
Yes, it took place during the 20th century. The Battle of Jutland.
That's a good one. Because it's not one of the, like, handful that are, I think, extremely obvious, but I think it's, popular enough that people will know a little bit about it.
I have never heard that string of words before, the Battle of Jutland. So, again, military history is one of these things that I know zero things about.
It's a swingy topic, yeah. It's very swingy. The second battle is the Battle of Salamanca. And this took place in the early 19th century.
Oh, dear.
You okay, Edgar?
No.
Will I go to number 3?
Yeah,
Sure.
do it.
Number 3 is the Battle of Rorke's Drift. This took place in the late 19th century and has been depicted in film. Quite a famous film, the name of which will pretty much give you the answer to the question. The Battle of Rorke's Drift.
Oh my god.
You said the late 19th century?
Okay.
The late 19th century, the late 1800s, or the latter half anyway.
The latter... okay.
Okay, number 4. There's a number of these, but I'm looking for the ancient Battle of Thermopylae. This has also been depicted in film, quite famously. Again, if you're not sure like exactly what the name of the war is, give me some info, and we'll see a way if we can get you some points.
Okay.
Bill will talk to his manager, see what he can do.
Okay. Now, again, there were several of these. So, the Siege of Baghdad in 1258.
Gosh.
Wow.
Again, the era is kind of the
Yeah.
clue there, really.
Oh yeah, it really narrows things down.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay, number 6.
Sure.
Yep.
And the final one, the Battle of Little Bighorn. This again is the late 19th century, the late 1800s. It's also known by another quite famous name after one of the leaders involved. I'll give a half point for that, and again, there's a half point for the general kind of answer, and a full point for a more specific answer as to what the conflict was.
Oh boy, I have two of the same wars down.
These were actually just all the same war.
The 10,000-year war.
All right.
Trick question.
Okay, I've got answers.
I got
Okay.
it.
Yep.
Okay, as I said, if this is a total wash, I can do another. I've got another topic, which might be
I'm
a
happy.
bit more fun.
Yeah.
I might dig my heels in. This might be my chance to pull ahead.
I'm confident that I will get 0 points. I might lose points this round.
Okay, will we go through the answers?
Yep.
Okay, Mitch, what did you have for the Battle of Jutland?
Okay, so for the first one I wrote down, the problem with this topic is that I can't really do a joke answer because it's inherently not funny.
Oh dear. Sorry.
Who's next? Zidnaf.
Zidnaf?
World War One? I'm going with World War One, but it's mostly a guess.
Okay.
Patrick.
I'm going with the First World War as well.
Okie doke.
Bib.
Bibluridian?
I also randomly guessed World War One.
Okay, and Edgar?
I had World War Two, and literally before we started the answers, I was like, it's got to be World War One. So I put down World War One, and I'm hoping we're not all wrong here, and it is in fact World War Two. So World War One is my answer.
The answer for the Battle of Jutland is World War the First.
World War One. Hey. Oh,
There is a fun fact connected to this battle.
fun.
7 million died. Isn't that
Interesting. An interesting fact. So it was the decisive battle between the German Navy and the British Navy in World War One, and as a result of it, a lot of the German ships were seized, and they were like the ones that took part in the battle were seized, and they were taken to Scapa Flow, which is in Scotland. And there's like a massively deep undersea kind of chasm there. And they were eventually scuttled. So there's all this steel at the bottom of Scapa Flow. And that steel is required to make Geiger counters. Because after the detonation of atomic bombs, there's too much radiation in the atmosphere, or like radioactive material in the atmosphere. And steel is processed using atmospheric air. So any steel that's used to make Geiger counters from modern steel is too radioactive to be an accurate Geiger counter. So they have to get steel from stuff that was made before the 40s. And the easiest source of that is the bottom of Scapa Flow, where the scuttled German Navy is.
Wow.
Wowzers,
That's
very
amazing.
interesting.
That was really good.
I thought that was a fun fact for everyone.
Whose idea was that? They were like sitting around like making Geiger counters, and we're like, oh, we need some metal, and one guy's like, I know where we can get some.
The most interesting heist film ever. Okay, question 2, Battle of Salamanca.
Mitch.
Mitch.
For this one I wrote, see, like I could do something trying to guess where it is based on what the name sounds like, but like that's nothing.
So is it my turn then?
Is it enough?
And that is the name of the war that this battle took place in.
The Battle of the War of Nothing.
No, the war of see, like I could do something trying to guess where it was based on what the name sounds like, but like that's nothing.
Nice. I like it.
It's known under many names. Is it enough?
So if I guess the overall broad conflict correctly, but like when I get more specific, I get it wrong, do I still get a half point?
Yeah, I will, yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing, I think this was the Napoleonic Wars, and more specifically, I'm guessing that this was Napoleon's invasion of Spain, which I think is a thing that happened at some point.
Whoa.
Okay.
Big brain over here. Patrick.
I just wrote some sort of South American revolution due to the name and
Okay.
due to the time, but that might be completely wrong.
Okay.
Bib.
I likewise said the South American Wars of Independence, which I'm not entirely sure are a thing, but that's what I'm going with.
I somewhat stupidly wrote American Civil War, figuring that perhaps there was some battle in like Mexico that was territory of Mexico that had that sort of name, but like no. What was the answer?
I will give a full point to Zidnaf.
Nice.
Yes.
There is a ridiculous reason why I know that, and that is because there is an internet image that's often used as a reaction image called the lol pair, which I just thought looked really pretty, so I looked it up, and it was by an artist I wound up really liking, and the actual name of the painting, of this digital painting, was The Laughing Pair of Salamanca. And I remember looking it up, and for some reason it stuck in my brain that Salamanca was in Spain.
I think I know the image you mean. I didn't know that was where it was from, though. Yes, so this is the Peninsular War is the name here, but you're right. It was Napoleon's campaigns in Spain, and Battle of Salamanca was one of the critical battles in the Peninsular War. Number 3. Let's go through it. Mitch?
Can you repeat the question?
The Battle of Rorke's Drift, late 1800s, and there's a reasonably famous film about this battle.
Right, so what I have written here is, the hint about film probably could have helped, but it did not.
Is it enough?
I'm guessing the U.S. Civil War, but it's just a guess.
Okay. Bibliodean?
I really had nothing with this one. I've written World War III.
The time travel war.
Yeah, exactly. By that point, we'll be able to go back.
Well, we'll have reset our calendar by then.
Edgar?
I had no idea. I wrote some Scottish War of Independence.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, Patrick.
I got denied. I wrote Zulu.
Oh, sorry, Patrick. I accidentally skipped you. Apologies.
That's
Okay. 1 full point to Patrick.
Whoop.
No.
Yes. So Rorke's Drift was like a trading post on the border between Natal and Zululand. And it was near the start of the Anglo-Zulu War, which was like 1879, I think. And this was a defense of this trading post by fewer than 200 British Army soldiers and like colonial soldiers and stuff. And I think there was a policeman there as well. Against something like 4,000 Zulus.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Over a day and a half or something. Very quite famous film from the 60s starring Michael Caine. Question 4. The Battle of Thermopylae. Mitch?
This one I wrote, yeah, I've got nothing. I've already run out of these meta responses, and we're only on question 4.
I'm sorry, dude.
Oh, I love it.
Is it enough?
I wrote down Greco-Persian Wars. I wish I could get more specific, but I can't.
Okay. Patrick?
I just wrote a Punic War. That's the only ancient war that I could think of.
One of them.
Yeah, just one of them. A Punic
Since there's
War.
3, that might be worth a third of a point.
Yeah.
Edgar? Oh, sorry, Bibliodean?
I said exactly the same thing as Zidnaf. I said I don't know what the actual name for this particular war was, but I said the Greek-Persian War.
Grand. And Edgar?
I am so happy that I wrote Greco-Persian War and it's the same as what Zidnaf got, so I'm confident a point is forthcoming.
Yes, I will allow Greco-Persian War for Zidnaf, Bibliodean, and Edgar. So this, I think, was the Persian second invasion of Greece, and it was shown in the Battle of or the film 300. That famous thing.
Yeah.
So
Where
do we get a full point or a half point for that?
I'll give a full point for it.
So I did know, because I heard, okay, ancient battle, famous film about it. Okay, it's probably 300, right? But hey, what war was the movie 300 about? Oops, I don't know that.
I'll give you a half point for recognizing 300.
I didn't write down that I recognized it, though. That's the problem.
Oh, well, okay. I leave that to your conscience.
Can I get half a point?
What would that even be?
It would be a quarter point, obviously.
I am totally up for giving quarter points just to add a mess to this already messy scoreboard. So,
I like this idea.
but if you allow that, we should add a quarter point in for Mitch there.
Yeah, why
really
not?
want to make it, if we really want to mess it up, what if we gave him 1/1/7 of a point? Just to make it so there's no clean way to write it down.
So yeah, that was the Battle of Thermopylae, and as I said, it was in the film 300. And if you watch 300, they'll continuously refer to the Hot Gates, which is the translation of Thermopylae, Hot Gates. There we go.
Cool.
Number 5, the Siege of Baghdad, specifically in 1258, because Baghdad has had a whole load of sieges.
Mitch.
All right. For this, I wrote. Okay, so like I've actually heard of the place where this was, which doesn't count.
I'm afraid it does not. Zidnaf.
This was the Mongol invasions, I think. I wish I could be more specific. I don't know, but I hope I'm hoping Mongol invasions of the Middle East gets me half a point. That's what I'm crossing my fingers for.
Cool. Patrick?
I drew Arab War with a question mark after it. But that's the best I could do.
Bibluridian?
I had absolutely nothing for this one. I just said the War of Baghdad.
Nice.
Neat. And Edgar?
I did a similar thing to, I think it was Patrick. I wrote just like the Islamic War.
It was the Mongol invasions of the Middle East. I'll give a full point for Mongol invasion, because that was kind of what I was looking for. Who was it?
God
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Yes.
I kind of thought there were like sub wars within that. Like I was expecting you to want like the Mongol Abbasid wars or the Mongol Idrisid or whatever that
Well,
was.
it was exactly the Mongols and the Abbasid Caliphate. So yeah.
The Abbasids held territory by that point. I kind of thought they were figureheads, and there would have been some Arab dynasty that actually held political power that we would have named the polity after.
Well, this is considered the end of the Abbasid Caliphate. So maybe that was their last holding or something.
Huh. All right. Well, I'll take the full point. Thank you.
Are you on full points currently, Zidnaf?
No, I didn't get question number 3.
Okay.
I've gotten 4 out of the 5 points so far.
Wow. Well.
I didn't get the Zulu War.
Okay, question number 6.
And the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Mitch?
For this one, I wrote, sorry, Bill.
Sorry, Mitch. Zidnaf?
Either... I think this was Custard's last stand. But I'm terrified I'm getting it mixed up with the Battle of the Battle of San Juan Hill in the Spanish-American Wars. But I think this was Custard's last stand, and I think it was part of the American-Indian Wars.
Okie doke. Patrick?
I wrote the Indian-American Wars, and I also wrote Custer's Last Stand. I think you said if you put both of them down, that would be good.
Bibluridian?
I remember there were such things as the Beaver Wars at one point in history. And I don't know what they were or what they related to, but that's what I put. So.
Oh, that's like... Is that like traders in Canada?
Yeah, I think it had something to do with, relationships with the indigenous peoples of the Americas for something, but I don't know where or why, or what beavers have to do with anything.
Because that was like the most coveted fur.
Oh, like beaver furs, yeah.
And Edgar?
I put down the American Civil War.
Okay, so this was part of the American Indian Wars. Specifically, it was the Great Sioux War of 1876. And it was indeed Custer's last stand. So a half point for American Indian and an additional half point for Custer's last stand.
So I get
I was literally saying custards, wasn't I?
You were, but I didn't want to point it out.
No, I think that's the name of... That's like the pun name of some restaurant or something. Holy crap. I literally... I feel like I should have to... they're going to revoke my citizenship now or something.
They're going to revoke your citizenship. I didn't even know when the Constitution of Ireland was made. Like, come on.
There's an interesting local connection for me to this. One of the leaders on the American side was from quite near to where I grew up. A guy called Miles Keogh, who was he left to become a soldier, and he fought in the Papal Army during kind of the wars of like unifying Spain. So obviously was on the losing side, and later went and he joined the United States Army, and I think he fought in the Civil War on the Union side, and he died at the Battle of Little Bighorn, as you know most of the Union Army did. But his body was recognized by the Sioux, because a lot of the Sioux would have been Catholic at that stage. A lot of them had been converted. It was quite a popular religion, and he had papal medals which were recognized by the Sioux who were cleaning up the battlefield. And it's believed that some of the accounts that were traditionally thought to be about Custer were actually about Keogh. Fun historical fact. Pity he was on the kind of more horrible colonial side of it, but it's an interesting fact.
It is. Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so
points.
Edgar.
Oh, sorry. No, I gave you American Civil War.
No, it's over to you to do the points.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So Mitch, I take.
I got 1/7 of a point.
You got. Okay, hold on.
I got 1/7 of a point for being aware of the movie 300 and not writing it down.
Okay. Hold on a second. Who is the next one? Zidnaf.
So, hang on. Did I get a full point even though I didn't know that it was the Sioux Wars specifically?
Yeah, a half point for Indian Wars and a half point for Custer's Last Stand. So, cumulative full point.
2 half points.
In that case, I got 5 points total.
Woo!
Nice.
5. And then Patrick.
I got 3 points. So I wrote Custer's Last Stand for 1/2 of a point, and I wrote Indian American War for another 1/2 a point. I also wrote Zulu in World War One, so I got 3 points.
Cool. Yep. That works. Yeah.
Yeah.
Biblaridian 4. Oh, you are the fourth person.
And I have 2 points.
And then is me for 2 points. So, drum rolls. Actually, it's a bit early for drum roll. I have to calculate this. I was too busy trying to calculate. I was trying to add on.
I did do the math. My point total is 8 9/14.
Oh, no,
Does Edgar have all of our subtotals in a spreadsheet or something?
I do, yeah. Oh, not on spreadsheet. I wouldn't be that, I'm too much of a Luddite for that. I haven't written out by hand. Mitch, you've missed a trick there. You got to give the decimal expansion. So your point score was 8.6428571427. Now, hold on. Let me do the rest of them. Just give me one moment, and I'll edit this stuff out. I got 7.5 points. Bill, you got 16.7 points. Mitch, you got 8.6428571427 points. Zidnaf
Finish the expansion. Finish the decimal expansion, man. We don't have all night.
Decimal expansion's going to go on forever, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Well, I mean, just get until it starts repeating and then say that it's repeating.
Zidnaf, you got a nice tidy 14 points. Biblaridian got 15.5 points. And Patrick, you got 14.5 points. Cool. So, the winner of the quiz, by my reckoning, is Bill in first place. Then it appears to be Biblaridian in second place. And then edging out Zidnaf by half a point, Patrick's in third place. If Zidnaf had known about the Zulu Wars, it would have been a tied third place.
Sorry.
So yeah, thank you folks for coming. That was
for having
great.
us.
No, if I had known about the Zulu Wars, I would have gotten a full point for that, and then I would have been a half point ahead, wouldn't? And would I have tied for second?
Oh, if you got a full point for that, you would have tied for second. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now I know to be even more disappointed. This was fun though.
So yeah, thanks so much for coming, folks, on the show. This is just for listeners, in case this gets massively reduced in edit time. We've been here, by my reckoning, for about 3 hours and 10 minutes. So it's super, super nice to all of you for giving your time to come here for just having the crack. It's so cool. So thank you so much, folks.
It's been great fun.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Thanks, guys. It's been great to meet all of you.
Yes.
I've never really interacted with any of you individually before, so cool.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you as well, Bill. No, it's been really good fun.
I've heard you on this podcast, and it's weird actually talking to you, Bill. This has been fun.
It's kind of neat, like, you're all YouTubers, and I'm just some guy who's friends with a YouTuber, and, like, gets to meet you, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I am still mostly just here because I'm friends with a YouTuber. Like, I'm kind of just an ex-YouTuber by this point.
Yeah, but also, Bill, we put our podcast on YouTube, so technically you're a YouTuber.
That counts. That counts.
I guess. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
and we've a patron, and you get half the money from the patron, so like you're getting paid to do stuff that ultimately goes on YouTube. You're a YouTuber, man.
Okay. I'll accept it.
Definitely counts.
We will induct you into the club.
We will.
Sweet.
So, folks, listeners, thank you so much for listening. Again, apologies for the massive gap in episodes. Hopefully this won't be a thing in the future. We'll get back to more regular things. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And above all else, have a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and I wish you all the best for 2021. Surely it has to be better than 2020.
Unfortunately, 2021 is the year where we have to deal with the consequences of 2020. So
Yeah.
Yeah, there is that. But yeah, so Merry Christmas, everyone. And Merry Christmas to all of you guys as well. And I will see you all in outside the podcast very soon. Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Thank
And
you.
until
Goodbye.
next time.
yeah.
Happy Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Bill, we need to do a thing. We need to do until next time, and then everyone has to say Edgar out because it's tradition. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ready? Until next time.
Edgar out.
Edgar out.
Edgar out.
Edgar, you can edit that so that it's actually in unison, right?
No, what are you talking
I
about?
think it
No
was
way.
too much in unison, and you need to edit it so it's less in unison. It was so in unison that it only sounded like one person was saying it, so you need to make it like slightly off, so that way you can tell that it's different people saying it.
Add some reverb.
Can I stop recording now?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.